All right, so, friends and family, welcome back to Quincy's crew. I've gathered here with some of my close friends to play a game of D&D for a nice Saturday night. This stream is a little bit different if you are new to it. What we do is we play D&D as usual, but we also run a marble race. What that does is helps with encounters or with even loot that the players might get along the way. I think most of you would need a previously on. Would that be just to run you up to speed? Would you like that?
A quick
Sure.
recap.
Yeah, I think that might be
Yeah, quick recap, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so I would say first let's go from my left to my right, and again just introducing your character, and then just character class, name, in that order will be fine.
Okay, I play Grain, who is a Furbolg Ranger.
My name is Quincy Boondrop. I am a gnome fighter.
My character's name is Burmog. He is a orc artificer.
My name is Gavin, and I'm playing Finn, a fighting Goliath, a fighter Goliath.
Perfect. So, previously in Quincy's crew, so all of you have gotten back to Fairfar after some trip of some time, probably another adventure or chore you had to take care of. Upon returning there, you found out that there's 4 factions that you seem to have jobs with. One of, or at least 2 of them, are within this little town of Fairfar. You also went back to your home to find it that it's completely ramsacked. There, Grain found a cat. Pretty sweet until it kind of goes a little eldritch. Explained to him that at least when it gets to eat souls, this tentacle cat will not eat his soul. After looking around, it seems like nothing was out of place. Well, that's not true. Nothing was taken. The cookies, except for the cookies, seem to be missing. After you deciding with which patron that you would do the job for, since all 4 kind of seem to have that same kind of interest. It was a small squat statue of a strange design that was in a swampy area. Going there, dealing with some skeletons and some oozes and some water weird, you did find the item. Well, amongst that, you also found some magic items as well. I would say that both of you would still keep these items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in hand, but I'll keep it.
On person. So that magic item, of course, was a bag of holding and a bag of devour. Perfectly picked for you.
I think we got
Yeah,
items as
we
well.
also got...
Oh, yes, you did. You got a javelin and then...
Yeah, Javelin of Lightning for me.
Oh, yeah.
A figurine of wondrous power, ivory goats.
Okay, yes, little ivory, they're ghosts that stacked up on top of each other. So, after you found what you were looking for, got back, you got paid about 700 gold. Did you put that into your account?
I have not.
So what I would like to do first, as I said before, the little sky captain, the one that flies the ship, the great storm cloud, doesn't really charge you, but all of you, just because you've known so well, you can depend on how much you want to actually give them. So how much gold would you want to give this gentleman?
Give them 100, and then we each get... What's 600 split 4 ways? 150.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll just give him 100. Why not?
Okay.
Be very generous.
Okay. So let's see.
Because we're probably going to be using them again. Maybe next time we won't have monetary loot to...
Perfect. And
Do we
so,
want to divvy
all
up?
of you were given 700, and then,
Wait, it was a 700 each?
oh, sorry, 700. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to
I was
say,
like,
we're retiring.
that's the stream.
Just rolling credits. I was waiting for this. So what would be, you'd say that you would give him
Oh, 100.
100?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, yeah. That would be a generous amount.
I don't know why I typed something in my gold slot. Now I can't write in it.
Well, that's why you have, do you have a pouch?
No,
No, I don't
no,
know.
he didn't get a pouch.
Okay, I'll give you
Oh
that.
I
yeah.
didn't get a pouch.
It's fun. And so with that one, I will say that the captain remembers. So what that means is just you build a bit of like prestige amongst different things. So you know that there are 4 locations. All of you basically, what I'd like you to do is to take, also just deduct, let's say 300 gold from, as well, from that 700, or from your pile of money, whatever one is it. Give me 1 moment. I want to make sure on that one.
Okay, so if it was 700, we gave 100, take away 300, so we're splitting
100.
No.
What?
Oh wait, no, we
that's
gave
not
it to the
right.
captain.
We gave 100 to the captain,
Yeah,
and then if
so
he
we're
takes
splitting
300 away from that,
So what was 300 left?
we'll split 300 4 ways, which that would be 150, half of 150 is 75. So we each get 75.
Perfect.
All right.
And I'll explain that one. So, basically in this part, you do have residents in 4 places. One being Fairfar, then of course one being the hang port, which is, or swing port, where a lot of the places sit underneath the cliff. The other place you have, which is, I think one of your smaller locations, this one has more just like beds and so forth. It's just you kind of dump stuff and leave. That one's going to be the Iron Caves, or the Inner Caves rather, and then the last place, so yeah, that'd be it. And then of course we're far. So you have 3 locations, 3 houses and 3 locations. You have 4 patrons and 4 locations. So a few months have passed since your adventure in itself. What would you think that your characters would be up to within, I would say, about a month and a half, possibly?
We go in order.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to go first, Gordon?
Yeah, sure. Figuring out more quests to do, or just like around the town or something.
Just
like
around, like the way that you would kill, like just a month itself.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say on this one, which city would you want to start in?
I mean, I like the swing ports. I think they're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them
That's
as
my-
well.
Is that the one we were in, Swingports?
You were in Fairfar. Fairfar has a lightning rail that runs through it, brings a lot of commerce. That's also where you usually take the magic ship there to go to wherever you need.
Do you think we would have left with the demon cat having just broken in that house?
Yeah, we probably maybe should have gone back to
After
investigate.
a month, I feel like we probably would have been relaxed a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
If y'all want to stay at Fairfar, that's fine. It's still a cool place, but I just think the aesthetic
Swingports
of
does
it-
sound cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so I'm down for whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, because the difference is that with the other, what's also accompanied the cat is that you saw individuals that seem to have the same symbol. Some of them were branded on their foreheads, or at least on their backs. A serpentine half sea with seems like spikes, 4 spikes that kind of ran into it. Is what they seemed to be their motif. Even the cat itself had a brand or a tattoo or something of it before it just kind of scurried off. Okay, so your residence that you stay in for the swing port is near the back of town, is the best way to describe it. So Swingport is just designed in a way that a lot of the things counterbalance themselves, so even heavy winds don't really undulate and so forth to jostle the place. The walkways, while some are made out of stone, depending on how how close they are to the rim of basically this large cliff. You also know that with the swing ports that there has someone, maybe through some carving, maybe through dwarven ingenuity, have carved steps that leads to the top parts of the city. This city usually has another magic rail that just a lightning rail that does run in. This is kind of seem like its last stop before it just kind of turns around and goes the other direction. So I would say that you're probably you're a part of the western district of it. Surprisingly big for where this cliff is. If you would happen to come out one morning and look down, you can see that there's other, think almost like mushrooms that kind of burrow off the side of it. So these buildings that kind of hug the sides of the cliff downward, and then just networks of walkways before you get to like the major parts of Swingport. The person of interest there, that would be Dote. Dote is just a tall black man. He usually, one of his favorite colors seems to be golds and yellows. He basically would think of him almost as like the alderman, for the most part. No, it's not real mayor, but Dote would be at least one person of interest. He deals a lot more in trade, but again, that seems to be the hats he wears, the two different ones. So, this month and a half passes, what would your guys get into?
Finn, oh, excuse me. Finn would probably be more than likely competing either in like maybe some sports events that are if they're being held in the city or outside the city, or maybe depending on the time of day, might be at a tavern or a bar, just celebrating. All right, perfect.
So what I would like you to do, so in between saying that if any person would come into these bars, if again you've been any time before, they would have been almost knocked back by just an erupt of just cheers. So I want you to roll me a strength contest. There's a man, he's pretty large, he claims to have giant in his blood. And he's just trying to do an arm wrestling with you. He rolled a 19. What do you got? You can add 2 strength modifiers or athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go athletics. So that goes 11, 6, 17.
17?
Yep.
He's not tall as you, but he is quite wide. So with the 19, he does kind of slam your arm onto the table. You can hear both the sounds of a crowd erupting and then some of the people who are more like your cheerleaders kind of like, oh my God, they're just kind of throwing down whatever coin has been bet between the people themselves. Regardless, it's all on good terms, joyously, and it just kind of erupts. Even the people that come in are just immediately smiling to try to see what this crowd is and so forth. Okay. The man has fire red hair that just doesn't seem to be able to get kempt, and a red beard to match. And then has just a big grin, slightly apologetic, but also slightly like, sorry, friend.
Alright. I'm just more a little aggravated. I got lost to that, actually. Yeah. Alright, Finn kind of like shrugs it off a little bit. It's, I was going easy on you. It was my weak arm. I was like, but I'll be like, get the man a drink for winning against me.
Oh, thank you. Much obliged. Much obliged. He said, we can try double or nothing?
Double or nothing.
Okay. That's probably easy beat this time.
Oh yeah, that's like easily above 20 with the modifier.
Good. He rolled a 4.
17.
And then holding strong, you can see basically as this ridges of veins that you're just kind of holding, just slams onto the table. There's a look in his eyes kind of lightening up as he knows, like, I've been beaten. I basically gassed out everything I could before that. And then just kind of hearing the knuckles slamming against the wood table and drinks kind of shaking and so forth. At that point, there was just a quiet and then an eruption of it. Even the ones cheering for him are now cheering for you, just seeing just the sport itself. And then just kind of rubbing his arm like, well done, well done. And just kind of like getting his drink finally and kind of walking off to sit at the bar and so forth. And so at this point, what will you be doing there, Brooke?
So the swing port has like the ships coming in, like the airships coming through, right?
Correct, yes. So what the airships do is just basically fly from underneath and then just kind of level up to them.
And we have a residence here?
Correct, you do have a residence. Yeah.
Okay, so Burmag would mostly just be staying at home a lot and just working in whatever little area he's set aside for himself, tinkering with his armor, weapons, things like that.
Okay.
And then occasionally, like during the busiest hours, going down to the ports to see if there's any like rare materials or anything coming that he might want to get his hands on.
All right. So kind of walking around the port itself, again, just because of there's a bit of an intimacy in comparison to even Fairfar. So especially getting down towards the port areas where you just kind of take stairs. And it's kind of weird because it's almost like piers. except it's just nothing but beautiful heads of basically of trees from as far as I can see. Only the trace of a stream kind of runs through there. No one would survive if they would just drop down though. But so as soon as you get to the port area, you immediately, there's people who are unloading, just kind of turn around, just kind of going back to working and so forth, helping unloading ships and some ships. And a lot of people, maybe it's just how efficient, or sometimes it's just like they don't really trust being underneath these ports. So they don't have the luxury of kind of dealing with the wind, so it's kind of up with that weird, as they just kind of get to it, people immediately throw what looks like kind of like grappling hooks to pull in, tie, jumps off, pulling off barrels and wheeling as fast as they can. And then some people are already getting off the ship right as the thing's dropping down, and just as not missing a beat and just moving about, finishing up paperwork that they might have and so forth. So as you're walking down, there's at least 3 ships that are just kind of pulling up to each different port, so forth. So what I'd like you to do is first give me a perception check.
Okay. 9.
9. Kind of looking around. Again, the day is beautiful. Sometimes what they'll do is even have mirrors to help bring light, natural light, bouncing it into it. But for the most part, it seems like all eyes that do lay on you, they know who you are, kind of give you a nod or some type of wordless greeting. Other people don't pay you any mind, and just kind of mill about their own things. Would there be something in particular that you would be searching for exactly?
Well, any sort of rare metal that has like magic conductive properties, or even just electrically conductive properties, or some kind of like portable magical heat source hot enough to work metal with.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but it'd be cool.
So give me investigation. You have this where you're basically kind of going to see different people that you might know.
14?
14. So kind of looking through some stuff. You're not too sure of what metals they are. You find what looks like there's a good chance that something probably broke or blew up. They're kind of just throw stuff into it, so it's kind of scraps. There's even parts that could have been a part of a warforged, so sentient creature, but it's just them just kind of throwing it in, just kind of having it, just at least their deck is kind of, or just clear of it. Searching through it, you do find bits and pieces of things that might be flecks of mithril. You do find stuff that, a lot of that metal they use for lightning rails, which does have a little bit, again, of electricity conductiveness.
Right.
And sometimes you'll like pull out what looks like a rod, and then there's all the phosphorus metal that kind of sticks to it, and then you're just going to dump it to find these things. So let's say that you probably find at least about a pound of probably like a conductive metal. The mithril is probably maybe about 3 ounces. No, sorry, about 1 ounce of them, just a little bit of it. And then of course things that might be warforged.
What parts of the warforged do you think?
You're not too sure. It seems as if the bending, either something pushed in or something erupted out. You just know there's a curve on it.
Oh dear. So you said a pound of the conductive metal, and how much mithril?
So the mithril, probably about 1 ounce of it.
And then some chunks of possible warforged.
Correct.
So
what would indicate that is that since warforges don't, or since they're metal entities, they don't get like tattoos or so forth. But some of them will actually get engraved.
Engraved, right.
And you can see like the filigree kind of happening off of it. And just because of the thickness, you know it's not someone's armor.
Right.
Like it wasn't
Slightly.
Correct.
Can I ask the men on the ship, like, what happened here?
Who's to say? Maybe pirates. I mean, there's chunks everywhere after the big mess. I mean, there's a collision maybe 3 months back, so who knows? The other ship kind of cut in half, so possibly it's a little bit of everything, a little bit of the ship, everything.
Wonderful. You don't mind if I take it, do you?
No, I don't know why you go through it, but if you wish to have it, you can have it. I got no needs for it.
Thank you. So I'm going to take the chunk that has like the filigree on it and just stash that.
Okay, perfect.
You don't have to wait for me to write.
Okay.
If that's what you're waiting for, I can write and listen.
Oh, no, you're fine. And so with that one, again, it seems that people kind of get on or get off, and then after a while it just becomes quiet. As the only thing you can kind of hear is just almost a domino sounding of just where the wind kind of goes, and then it just goes into the distance. One who stares off long enough, it almost looks like just a green sea. You can watch as waves of the trees kind of catching whatever wind kind of blow through and changing from your green, dark greens to light greens, and it just pushes through. So, Quincy, what are you doing?
I would say Quincy would be at a local tavern or bar of some kind, talking about his tales of going into the swamp.
Okay.
And going into that old temple.
And so I would say that, and you kind of just talk about maybe like the bag, a little old, like geezer kind of person. I guess salty dog doesn't really match for someone who doesn't go to the sea. Just a cloudy dog. So the minute that you're just like, oh yeah, and I caught a spear, he's just like, pox on you caught a spear. You caught a spear with what?
With this, I pull out the bag of holding, open it up. I assume there's probably still a spear in there. I don't think we took it all out. And I just whoop.
Jehoshaphat, how do you get a spear in there?
It's a special bag. We found it in the swamp. Was it more of a I think it was more of a temple or some kind.
It's a temple full of bag spears.
Well, it had a bag and it shot spears at us.
What kind of... What happens if I threw me drink in it? He's just trying to... Before anything, he's going to drop some drink in there.
I like the cup and everything?
Yeah,
I reach in like, oh man. And do I pull out an empty cup
no,
or is it?
Out, and there's still some sloshing in it.
Okay. I'm like, ooh, that didn't spill.
Where's the bottom beam? I'm just going to start staring in, looking.
Do you actually see a bottom when you look in the bag?
I would say that if unactivated, there could be a bottom to it. But it just immediately just pockets dimensions and start dropping things into it.
I was like, well, there's sort of a bottom, but there also sort of isn't. I just throw the spear all the way back in.
Hold on a second. So he turns around and he starts like looking around for something until he finds one of the patron dog that just kind of lays in the bar and just kind of picks it up.
The whole dog.
To buy this bear. The dog in there.
I don't want to put a living animal in there.
Fair enough.
I close the bag so he can't do it.
Just kind of sets the dog down. The dog kind of looks at him and then just kind of goes and lays back down. Someone in the bar just kind of picks us like, what did you say you got that from exactly?
I believe there was where exactly was the location at?
Should be like Brine and Swamp.
Oh yeah, I say Brine and Swamp. There was a temple there that we had to explore.
Oof, Brine and Swamp. Huh. How much gold would you say you got from there? Like,
I say our quest giver gave us 700 gold, but we've spent some of it.
I might look into that. The man talking has what just seems to just chin hair. There seems to be a loss of pigment, as if something probably hit and caused enough trauma to just make a little white splotch on him. Kempt hair for the most part, and just wears just average clothes. Him just kind of going back and he sits down with some other people. Most of them seem all human. One is just tan with white hair, but they're all just, again, human for the most part. And he just explains to them, and one's like, oh, okay. Just kind of stares your direction. Doesn't show any ill intent, but just kind of interested in that aspect.
Okay. I nod at him like, all right.
Kind of turning, not thought that you're even looking at them, just kind of, and kind of going back. In this instance, the door just opens, and you see that a person that walks in has a very familiar style to them. Their clothes are just regular, average clothes. They are wearing like a black vest. The only thing that might stand out is that you can see just like a bit of like, just like the end curl of something that obviously is on their forehead, but they have black hair that kind of covers it. Their hair shaved close to them. They kind of look around and just kind of look at your direction and then just kind of turn back and walk out. with no other bother or any other thing to it. And so, Guy, what are you doing at this point?
Green would be probably, if we had a month, would be either kind of walking out into wherever I can find some nature from the ports.
Okay.
And then spending some time just watching, sitting where there's lots of people moving around. He's just trying to ponder his quest to understand the code that he got from his leaders.
Okay.
And he doesn't get it, so he's just watching the people of the city,
Okay.
trying to get a better understanding. Also, probably seeing if I see any more cats
Okay. All right. So
talking to animals.
the best way to get closer to nature is going up the grand stairs to basically the top of where the cliff is, and then just keep walking until it becomes basically forest. This is still high up, but again, that's where like the woods are, basically right when civilization ends. But what you would catch there is just some people, again, only times that this part right would be busy is just when a rail would come through. What that would do is, again, just have people loading off what they need to. Swingports makes its most of its busiest money during like any time the ships come in. So staring around, there's very few when it comes to businesses, and there's just speckles of few like residents as well. So staring off. So give me, you can give me insight if you wish.
Insight. 22.
22. So looking around, after a while, you don't see a cat, but you do see two individuals. I think you've seen them before as well. They have these sea serpents, not sea serpents, but sea-shaped serpents on their jackets themselves. Dark red jackets and these black seas.
These ones we would have saw back in Fairfar.
Correct. You'll see them back in Fairfar. These two individuals have where one is completely bald, shaved like razor close. The other one has what seems just to be like a tuft of black hair that just kind of dances, wisp in the wind, talking around, and they're trying to, basically as if they've gotten off the wagon. They're looking around, trying to get their bearings and whatnot. As they kind of walk, so these grand stairs, what they look like, there's a beautiful archway, stonework, and it's basically just this archway in the middle of the ground, as you know that the stairs are just there, and they just kind of walk, kind of talk to each other, and then turn around and just start kind of going down the stairs, not really even being any privy to your presence itself. When it comes to nature, as you're kind of just like focused in, after a while you kind of feel just like a tiny pressure, just kind of almost like pats on like your knee. You're just like probably gets like a tree or something. You look down and there's just a bird just kind of figuring out. Little sparrow, doesn't seem to be anything uncanny such as the cat itself. Just inquisitive for the most part. As you sit there still to just kind of become one with nature, it seems to be the degree where other things are just like interested enough to just come around. There's a little rabbit that figures that this is the best time to get away from the midday sun, so it just kind of gets between like where your leg and thigh is, and just sits there and waits, and then even as the kind of the weight of sleep kind of takes over for meditation, you feel the familiar feeling of like just a butterfly just kind of on the ear, just kind of messing with the bristles of your hair, and then it just becomes just kind of calm and quiet as the sound of basically the trees, the only thing you can kind of hear, and so forth. And so at this point, would both of you just try to, or most of you try to just convene back into your home?
Yeah, I guess so at this point.
Okay, great. So what would be your meeting places usually? So there's usually the tavern. What would be considered the center of the town is just a ring. It's just a giant walkway straight down. It's just nothingness, but it's kind of this giant like loop. That's where most people just kind of hang out and just kind of move and mill about, so forth. What would be the best place where all of you just usually just meet, or just kind of like everyone just kind of slowly goes into the house, like where it would be?
I think we could meet at the center of town.
Okay, perfect.
probably be really easy for you to at least one of us to spot you, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So as you're making your way to the center of town, you're almost knocked down by a woman. Just basically as you're kind of just milling towards each other, you can see each other within sight of each other, and just actually let me see. Actually, let's see who that is. Because where your placements are, I'll just go from where your placements are. All right, perfect. So the woman basically almost like knocks you over, not off the walkways to your death, but just kind of clips you as she's just kind of busy trying to walk past the direction.
I'm just like, whoa.
And so as you kind of, she starts, sorry, my apologies. It's like, it's an uncanny bunch, and just kind of clutches like her pearls and just keeps moving. The direction she looked, though, is the direction that you know your home to be, though.
Seems suspicious.
Do we see this happen? Like,
Yes,
the rest
let's
of
say,
us see this
yeah,
happen?
I'd say that you see her kind of moving and almost like clip him, and then
Is he within 120 feet?
absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to message him, be like, what's wrong, boss? That lady hurt you. Try to steal your money.
No, I'm
With
fine.
her abs.
I'm fucking out.
But she seemed in a hurry,
Yeah.
and she was also kept looking where our house is at.
Well, did she say anything?
No, not anything important anyway. Just sorry that she hit me.
Do you want us to go check it out?
Yeah, let's go see what happened.
We're just watching you guys talk.
Just silently, like,
I'm just
standing.
going to message. I guess I'll
Someone.
message the other two as well.
Yeah.
Be like, oi, come on.
So as you convene and start going towards it, how your house sits is, think of it as this two circular houses, almost one turned upside down and placed down. And there's a roof that kind of goes around, a cone-shaped roof, and then the cone-shaped roof on the top of the house. Two stacks, and then there's a centerpiece. The centerpiece of the house is the commons area. The top piece of the house is what's going to be like your sleeping quarters, and then the bottom is where you keep just random stuff in, and so forth. So as you're moving closer to your house, probably within maybe 60 feet, what's the marching order at this time?
I'll say I'm in the front.
Okay.
I'll be in the back then like last
So
time.
what's your movement speed?
25, so everyone's got to slow down for me.
Is everyone at least above that?
Yes.
I feel like we're taking like all like little half steps, like it's like.
I'm sprinting, everyone's just walking.
There was like, so give me another just insight, just as you're kind of running towards the house.
All right.
If you're privy, then all of you can roll that as well.
Oh, that is a 6.
Okay.
On
What roll
insight.
did you say?
And insight.
Insight.
22.
22, insight.
10.
10? Okay.
13.
13?
Yep.
Okay. So 13 enough to see that there are two individuals, two men, one with a bald head, the other one with wisp hair, kind of moving away from the house itself. You can't hear what they say, but you know there's a shout noise, like they're just shouting something. With you can see that one of the windows, which is pretty dangerous, pretty precarious, is open on the other side. So if you can see your doorway, you can see one that's basically dropping off, that's no walkway, that window is up. And as you kind of make your way, you see that there's a little bit of darkness from the door, meaning that the door has been opened in itself. And again, these two men kind of seeing you start kind of running the opposite direction from you. So as you're looking at it, they're on your right, two of them moving down the walkways, other one, the window's open.
Someone's been in there.
You want us to go after him, boss?
I was like, how far gone have they? Those people?
Probably dashing, like you can probably catch up to them. They're average sized men, all of you can cover enough ground
Okay.
striding.
I'm like, get back here! And I start running after him.
I just realized my armor, if it's the same model as it was last time, gives me an extra 5 speed.
Okay.
I'll pick up Quincy and run faster.
How fast is your movement speed naturally as a furbolg?
That's just 30 now.
Oh, is it? Okay, I just
Yeah.
figured since they were.
Yeah, I think everybody's 30 except for.
Alright, so are you
Shoot,
going
think
after
so.
these
My legs gotta be
two
going.
men?
As soon as Quincy said, they pointed, I would have started running.
Yeah. As soon as
Because you know, like, what they did basically is that they saw you, then, oh, like, towards your house, and then they just took off.
So we ran past our house, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Finn, check the house, maybe.
Got it.
Okay, so then I'm gonna take off with them.
Go instantly for the kitchen for looking for the cookies.
Oh, my second
He
stash of
buys his
cookies.
special snickerdoodles at every port, and then keeps a stash in every home.
So you three are going after the two running, and then you're going, or you're going inside the house.
Yeah.
So basically, you split off. You get to the house way before you get to these individuals as they go left and or go right rather, and then try to go and disappear within what you think is probably going to be like the market, the hanging market. So how do you proceed to this door? Do you just how are you going to enter this?
Door was closed, but the window was
So
window to the
windows
left
up
was
and the door is ajar.
The door is ajar. Is it like me-sized door or is it
Yeah,
like
no,
okay?
yeah. Because these are your residents. A lot of places where you made the alterations. to
Okay.
this,
I'll
So
swing
that
the
means when he goes through the door, it's just like
time out. Can we have a doggy door?
There's a smaller door with a little basement.
it's like the two
Yeah,
halves.
it's like so. Like there's a big grand door, and then right underneath there's a small door. The exact same design has its own independent door.
That's perfect.
So do you just like what are your actions to getting into the house?
I'll swing open the door. Finn will definitely be going for the kitchen, but I don't know the layout of the house, or unless you want to elaborate on that.
Okay, yeah. So you'll know the location of the house. So the smaller ring is based on the smaller cylinder. This is where your kitchen is. It's just a circular room. Mm-hmm. So the minute you burst into the door, you can see straight to the kitchen, and you can see basically like a half circle couch,
Okay.
or at least a quarter circle couch. Just set against one of the windows that just bring in the sunlight. The back, you can see that there is the hearth area. So there's like open floor plan. So there's no
no walls
except for like beams.
Except for probably the stairs, more likely
Exactly.
where they're located.
Yep. And so the stairs. So it's basically kitchen, and then the stairs, and then you can see your couch, and then you know that somewhere around here is going to be like the basement area. For the most part. There's a table. Like a circular table, like right in the center.
Okay.
So the minute you open the door, there's a man in there, black hair. He's obviously what would be up to no good. Again, one of the symbols you see, as he kind of turns around, so you're not too sure, but it kind of looks the same way. His hair kind of moving out of the way, you can see the symbol kind of carved into his head.
Okay.
And so he's at the hearth, like where there's a counter. And the minute he just kind of looks at you, he just freezes.
Oh, I thought the javelin was lighting easily.
Okay. Right, so I'll say
no cookie thief.
as you're doing that, he is like pushes a jar off pushes a little jar off the thing.
Oh no! Is there any way I can increase that throwing distance?
So you within him, most definitely. It's within. So just roll an attack.
Ooh boy! You could just like increase like Giant's might just to the arm, just like
Into the walls.
No, I'm not a barbarian. Can I get rage for this?
Just a what like
Cookie rage.
Cookie rage.
No, would it be like Cookie Monster? That would be like the class like skill. 15 for attack.
Yeah, 15 will hit him.
All right. 4d6s. A 1, a 3, and a 6.
11.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
I guess
11.
we math differently.
Do you activate any of the things of it, or is that?
I'll speak the command word.
1, 1, 3, 6, 2.
Probably Finn will probably have that simple. Or is there? one known to it, I guess. Common word. Strike. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so did you roll the actual damage for the lightning? So what, I think you might do a saving throw, correct?
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Dexterity of 13.
Okay. Nope, he did not get
You're
that.
gonna light our house on fire.
Not fire, lightning.
Alright, and so that was the damage that was everything, like the hit and the effect of lightning as well?
Oh yeah, no, that was just lightning. The hit is 4.
Okay. So that'll deal with what?
4
15.
plus the
It'd be
yeah
15.
15. Yep.
Good. So that throws him back, and that does actually like hit his head enough to watch as the cookies jar falls in slow motion kind of over itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want to try to save your cookie jar?
Oh yeah, I'll use like athletics to like slide to like catch the jar right before it shatters.
All right, so give me
Crazy
dexterity.
dimes.
Dexterity. All right. That'll be a 19.
Oh, perfect. So it's kind of sliding as this man is being like electrocuted in this kitchen. You slide, just like catch only just a little bit, just kind of jostles. You can see it kind of peeking out, little cookie, but nothing kind of falls out of it. The man turns around and just starts running, giving this enough time for you to go and try to make it back to the window to where the kitchen is.
Okay.
And so so 17 with his athletics, he's just going to like start slipping through, leaving your javelin bleeding as he's hopping out of your kitchen.
Okay. You see it going like to like a back door or something like that?
Just through the kitchen, that was the window that was open up.
Okay. Oh no. I'll put the cookie jar like back real quickly and like now that I know the cookies are safe, now I have to fix the problem that would have almost happened and reach for his legs, right? Because he's probably going out head first, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll reach for his legs just to like pull him back in and pin him to the ground.
All right. So he rolled a 17 on his athletics. So see what you can roll.
Okay.
I'll let you do athletics as well.
Okay.
Rolling that one, you just push him harder.
That's a 9.
A 9. So he just kind of slips through your hands and kind of gets onto. You can hear him like the board's kind of stressing as he's now on this rim of this
On the
inverted roof.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of hear him kind of trying to run around. At this point, I would say that you're chasing and they think you can see their confidence as if they're slowing down just a little bit until they kind of turn around and then see just running,
Trucking.
going. A very like morbid version of an instrument as you're just kind of like pounding to get through these like planks of just like walkways and so forth, and immediately they're just like start picking up the pace and so forth.
That's great.
So what I'll do is I'll have them try to roll athletics, and this is you're just kind of dodging, just dashing to get to them. 12, and so then I'll say that they've fell. One is completely more of a bookwormish type, so he's being left behind, not as athletic. The other one can kind of keeping pace. So give me just an athletics. You're being carried.
Yeah, so I guess not much reason for me to roll
He's
in.
gotta like hold on.
So yeah, just a strength athletics check.
Athletics. So 21.
Okay, great. So
I rolled in that one.
okay.
4.
Can I try and throw my hand axe at the one that's getting away?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
want to aim at his ankle.
Okay.
Going for the knee.
just give me an attack.
All right,
You sidearm it, just like boomerang it through the.
that's a
calf.
nat 20.
Okay.
That's why you're the captain.
No, he's used to hitting people at like at ankle height most of the time. So
Ankles are my preferred target. Yeet.
This is my environment.
I got this.
Alright, so give me damage.
Okay,
That's-
but imagine how bad that would hurt. A hatchet just like directly in your Achilles tendon.
Oh my god.
Now you know why Achilles was like so weak to it.
That is
Ow, my
9 slashing damage to his ankle.
Oh, perfect. I would say that does get him to start like hobbling as it kind of hits and it just kind of clatters and spins. It seems the Achilles tendon is his Achilles heel. Hey. So he'll roll at disadvantage of the other one, kind of now weaves past him. With that one, you actually are close enough to grab the other one because of just how poorly he did. So it's basically like you run, you grab him, and you just like toss this axe past him. It just hits the other one, and then he becomes one. Oh god.
And also want to go ahead and jump down.
Okay.
And start going. That way I can also pick up my hand axe on the way.
Perfect. Yeah, and also that free action, you're just kind of grabbing it and just running towards it. So what was happening is that you're running, you see your target in sight, and then you just catch a post, just right across the end.
So I'm assuming it sounds like you took a bag of like fishing lures and threw them across the concrete.
I rolled for like strength of this thing, and it rolled a 1, so he just kind of hear it break. Little old man has probably been in the swing ports like all his life, and he doesn't like kids loitering. The minute he hears that thing snap, goes, "Hey!" And you're like, kind of, "Oh god!" And there's 2 people limping. Young people today. I'm just looking at it, just kind of these ropes that connected and not kind of hanging strange. With this one, then you're gonna have to give me a strength contest with this man to try to break free. He did roll a 19.
So is this just okay? Not a saving throw, just a contest.
Yeah, it's just a contest.
So strength. Can I do athletics?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
13.
13. So he does kind of find a way just to bend your fingers in a weird angle, kind of breaks free and just starts running again. Not too fast, and so forth. Roll the exact same. So he still isn't that fast. He still rolled a 6, so he's still like running, kind of like just running. The other one, as we're only at disadvantage. Okay, they both rolled the same numbers. As he's just kind of hobbling. He's like, "Oh, the dog one, please hurry up." He's like, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. And just kind of making his way to take a turn as quickly as they possibly can. So you're right on their heels. For all 3 of them that are still intact when it comes to hills. You can roll me another attack or just athletics to sprint through.
I'm going to do an athletics to sprint. I'm going to grab their ankles and trip them.
So just give me
another nat 20.
Okay. Jesus.
And that's a 26 total for my athletics.
Okay, so just roll me just a simple grapple.
All right, those are the strength roll.
Yeah.
All right. 11.
You bait it. His is a 10.
Okay.
You just jam your little fingers right into his wounded ankle.
The terrifying concept is and you're going after the wounded one, correct?
Yeah, that's what I was going.
So it's just kind of like you go and grab your axe and then and just kind of run terrifyingly.
So I'm gonna get that ankle.
Grab the ankle and he kind of lets out a whimper as you kind of grab and start turning, causing his foot to kind of go in and then just kind of collapse on it as he falls on himself. The other one's still kind of just running, gasping, kind of looking back and just kind of still trying to run away, breathing as hard as he can. So Finn, what do you want to do as this guy seems to have gotten out of the door, or at least the house? So you can hear him kind of moving along the edge. The door is now to your back.
Door's now to my back,
correct.
And it's going out the window.
Out the window, that's just a drop. He would have to at least go one direction or another to get to the walkways.
Okay. Does Finn know if we have homeowners insurance?
Are you planning on going?
That's a yes or no question.
You probably don't, but you probably wouldn't know either way.
That's very true. I'm making a bigger window, okay? I'm gonna grab the javelin from it was in the wall, right?
Correct.
So I'm gonna
grab it's on the floor now because he kind of pulled it out.
Okay. Pick up the javelin and I'm gonna kind of like shoulder bash through like the window as like small as possible.
The window is an open drop onto the forest. Like there's no floor. If you go through the window, you're gonna die.
So he's
standing on the bottom part of the house. There's like a little ledge that he's fucking shimmying on.
Okay. How do you like shimmy down that? Actually, wait. I have 2 hand axes. I can go somewhat out the window-ish and kind of like pickaxe it down on the way.
Yeah, so before you just murder yourself, okay. Before you murder yourself. So, the best way to explain it, think of 3 cylinders, right? Mm-hmm. So, the main cylinder is the upstairs. Yeah. It's a bigger one. The one that you're in now is a little bit smaller in circumference. Mm-hmm. And then underneath that one is another big cylinder.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they're sitting on top of each other. Think of like a weird layer cake.
Like almost like a... Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so it's just like...
So the window's here-ish.
So
and he's shimmying around the little lip to get back to the land, right?
Yeah.
And that's the front door of the house, correct?
So think of it just like if someone took 2 roundhouses and put them together. So...
Probably like...
I'll just do it real quick.
Kind of like a rook, almost?
Almost a rook, yeah.
Yeah, so something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Note to self, don't jump out the windows too far.
Aim for the bushes.
There goes my hero!
Alright, so think of it like that.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So the kitchen window, he kind of popped out, and then you can hear him like basically is kind of trying to drop down onto this bottom roof itself. It's kind of shaped like that. So you can hear him kind of like running in either direction. So you can give me like perception to see if you can like listen, or even insight, I'll play insight, to see if you can hear like, is he going to go from window and run around, or he's going to have to pass by the door.
Okay. Insight?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 12?
12?
Yeah.
So what you think he's going to do is have to like go around, hop up, and then run. So he will, if he's going the same direction as his friends, he's going to have to pass the door. Mm-hmm. If that's what you're thinking for the most part, that's what his trajectory is going to be.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm outside, right?
Yes. No, right now you're inside.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I'm inside. If I think he's gonna like have to pass by the door, I'm probably beeline it.
Okay.
For the door, since it's already been open when I came through. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say give me just if you're just going to like tackle or grab, what are you gonna do?
If I can make it outside, yeah, I'm gonna grab him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him.
All right. So that's pretty easy.
Okay. It's a 9. No, 6 with strength competition.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. That's a 9. Yeah, 9.
Okay. So with his 12, you kind of get out the door. As you're grabbing him, he just kind of ducks underneath.
Alright, so he's shorter than me, right?
Yes, he's much shorter than me.
Okay.
You can see that in his hand there's a small object that he has. He kind of has it in a weird position, which you can catch it as it kind of gleams a little bit off the sunlight. But he has it in his hand.
Oh, do I recognize it? Like, is it one of my?
You're not too sure. Just how close, and just because it's made of something dark, you're not too sure what it is, but you just know that it's just in there, in your grasp.
Okay.
And then he just immediately starts hoofing it down the same direction that your friends are going.
All right. I'm gonna I feel like it's gonna bite me in the tail. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and chase after him.
Okay.
And then try and either like tackle him or grab him and pin him up against the wall so I can question him.
Okay, so he's right now. Give me an athletics. He's moving pretty well. 15, so he's kind of pacing himself as he's just kind of.
Okay, so he's got speed of 15 and I got 30, so I can probably get up to him.
Well, this is just his athletics check.
Oh, his athletics.
Yeah.
So 11.
11. So he's still kind of outpacing you for the most part. Looks back and then just kind of keeping keeping a distance, trying to figure out what's his next move. So as you have this man on the ground, just your presence of holding onto his leg is causing him enough pain where he's kind of just banging on the thing, trying to figure a way out of this small humanoid bear trap.
I yelled to the other two. I'm like, I've got this one. Get the other.
All right, boss.
And so you feebly just have a foot kind of go and push in your face. I'm just like, off me! And just kind of pushing, but not doing too much of anything.
I smack his wound on the ankle. I'm like, don't do that.
It's 1 foot. So basically, as you're just holding, you just kind of look up and you see lumbering forms just kind of clearing over you as they go into the distance. His roll was already terrible, so this so just athletics. So I catch up to him as he's taking a turn, starts running again.
15.
15? Okay.
25.
Jesus. My guy was not built for melee combat, for the record.
I would say though that shin blow did cause enough of a fuel just to at least have you moving. And then you just hear behind you the as he passes by you, outpacing.
How far away is the guy?
Well, right now he's with only a few feet. As he completely cleared the two.
The guy looks over his shoulder as Grant just coming for you, boy.
All right. So, just give me a quick dexterity saving throw.
Saving throw?
Yes.
18.
Oh, great. So as you have your target in sight, he starts slowing down and immediately produces what seems to be a black-bladed dagger. And then as you kind of see this, you move momentum, and he just kind of stabs it to one of the posts, missing you completely. And you can kind of even hear the sound of probably the tip is just broken off into the post. And I will actually let with that momentum, you can just completely just wrap him without a problem. And he just kind of just drops the dagger and then just starts trying to figure a way to get out of your grasp and so forth.
Okay. I guess I'm going to try and start moving back towards
Okay,
help.
perfect.
No.
Okay.
We would assume we would have some rope on us. Yes.
Yes, I would say yes, some rope.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull out a thing of rope and just start tying him. Tie his ankles first, and then get you to bring his arms behind his back. Is he still struggling?
Yes, to some degree, he's still struggling.
Okay. I'll just pick him up and start walking over to Quincy.
I'm still just holding on to his ankle, slapping him occasionally to make him go, oh!
That makes me cringe a little bit.
I'm going to keep rolling his struggle at disadvantage. It was a 3, as he's just trying his best to line up through the searing pain, and then the minute you see that might hit you in the nose, and just pop.
Just come up, tie him up as well.
And so, Finn, you can see in the distance where your allies are kind of dealing with this huddle.
Mm-hmm.
And so, give me one more athletics.
Athletics? Purple one's cursed. Ooh, way above for 20. 18 plus 6.
Oh, perfect. So as you're kind of basically bringing these people, your collection together, a man blows by you, and before he can get too much further, you see Finn going right, just clearing that distance.
Blindside tackle.
Just within anything, you rolled a 6 again. These are in your favor, so just roll me just a contest just to grab this man.
Just spear him mid-chest, just 12.
Perfect. Yep. You immediately just grab him, just almost like palming a ball and just kind of pulling him towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You do feel as you're kind of I would say that, would you grab his face, his chest, or what would you kind of
probably grab his probably his arm and then just swing him into my chest and almost look like a body slam.
Okay. That kind of motion kind of spins him around. This man is probably maybe around 5'12" or 5'12" or 5'11".
We might be in this area right here.
Perfect to it.
So the minute you kind of pull him in,
Wait a minute.
he kind of looks at you. You can still see that his hand is kind of clenching still. And so then immediately his face contorts as he whispers something under his breath. And then his face just erupts with tendrils, black tendrils. Even like kind of pushing through sinus cavities just to make this thing whole. And then tendrils are just kind of just whipping this like strings of this like slime and ooze, just kind of here at you for a bit. Still the thing is kind of clutching as his body's just shaking with this terrible sight.
How close is he to us? Can we see this?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, because of Finn's size, so you kind of see him like grab the person, and then you see just kind of Finn's back kind of moving because of nonsense, whatever happening under this cover.
Yeah, Finn was not expecting that. I'm gonna let you know real quick.
All right, so does 15 hit your AC?
No.
Okay. So you can feel that even with these long tendrils that they still have a rigidity to them as they're just kind of hitting off of your skin and so forth. Trying to find somehow to get underneath. And again, it's just most of his lower jaw's still there, but everything else is just almost a perfect circle. And it's still just trying to deal with you.
Okay, I know how to stop that then. I'm gonna use Giant's Might to grow to another size, but I'm gonna use my spare hand to grab the back of his head, and kind of like as I'm growing bigger, it's probably I don't know how that kind of works. I feel like the bones gonna be like grinding or something like that. As I'm getting bigger, I'm just gonna like rear up to like pick him up and just slam his head right into the concrete or like walkway.
So it would just be the wooden walkways.
Yeah, just slam right down into it.
All right, so just give me an attack, improvised weapon, his head versus walkway.
Okay.
That structure.
Also gonna deal an extra 1d6 with an unarmed strike. Yeah, when I use Giant's Might.
Okay.
That is 13. Yeah, 13.
Okay. As you just kind of your form grows and expands, now whatever's going on in front of Finn has become even more obscure. As a point of like, as you're growing, some of your footing kind of just slip a little bit because it's not really made for a person that large.
Yeah, 10 feet is kind of big.
And then you immediately see him just slam someone. You slam him so hard you can see like basically the back of his legs are up, and then just kind of to the ground.
Forced origami.
As the tendrils kind of crumple, some kind of do whip backwards and again trying to catch your arms, and you immediately see that this is happening. And then you hear something kind of clatter on the wood that sounds like a metal. And then the two other individuals that are kind of roped up now are just kind of looking at it. Are you tied up, Mr. Achilles, as well?
Yeah, I'll say like after they get the other one, I'll also reach into my pack and start trying to grab rope.
Well, I said I tied him up.
Okay.
Oh, you tied that one up?
When we
as
met
well?
up, I tied that one up.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. My bad.
Because he was carrying that one, so I just...
Okay. And so, yes, as both of them are kind of looking at it, and almost saying what seems to be like little prayers to it, with a bit of a zealousness.
Stop that.
Even in their current situation.
I did myself part of it too.
And again, they're just kind of using what they can. The one that's, I guess, over your shoulder would be basically like butt forward, so you wouldn't really see what's going on.
I'll toss him down and try to go help Finn.
All right.
I'm just going to try and grab some of the tentacles.
Okay.
That I'm not understanding at all.
I feel like one of my thumbs could easily just
So yes, if you can grab hold of them, they're just these cold, wet, like little appendages as they just whip around intelligently to try to find something.
Just try and pull one off.
Just cut it. Just cut it.
Just give me just a string myself.
Nat 20.
Okay, perfect. So I'll say just because I don't think pull damage.
Nat 20.
So as you pull at least two of them off, the minute you pull, there's a suctionous pop to them, and then looking at them, each one of them have almost what seems to be gaping like orifices now.
They have like a mouth.
Within each one, there's almost this like rings of eyes that just go all the way down, so you can see like little teeth, and they're just immediately just going, almost as now their own intelligence.
Problem.
Wow. I hate that so much. That is nightmare fuel.
Well, let's talk. We got to tie this one up too.
Yeah, I think we
I'm
should.
just holding the tentacles.
And as you're saying that, there's now this violent, like you can feel this walkway shaking as this man has gone into these terrifying convulsions. His feet are just kind of kicking and lashing around and so forth, even to the degree where the joint of the knees bend in the wrong direction as it's just shaking and undulating.
I smack his back and go, "Stop that!"
It does not, in fact, stop that.
Surprise!
I try to like tie his ankles and try to like restrain him so that he's not ripping himself apart. I guess.
And so, doing that, I need everyone to give me perception just at disadvantage. As this sight is happening.
Well, we can't get
That's
worse
a
than
9
that.
for me.
Okay.
9 and a 20.
Okay.
5.
So, paying attention to more of this, the two individuals tied up rolled themselves off the side of the walkway and just kind of go into whatever until they disappeared. Sound of like shh as the
Like off the cliff?
away. Correct. Off the sides of this walkway. And the thing itself, almost in a most as uncanny as this is, there's still an uncanniness when it stops because it's shaking. There's a perfectly stiff, almost as frozen, and just stops moving. Those things still writhe around, trying their best to get, for whatever reason, a presence onto something.
They won't be alive with the ground meat, right?
That is true.
One would assume. Wait,
Just little.
Rubbing his head.
let me see one.
Here.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like stick it to my armor, just like see if it'll like latch to that or if it's looking for skin.
Seems like it's looking for something else, correct?
I'm not putting it in my face. Like, I go over to his back and see if it'll just like stick to his back.
It does find a little bit inside into him. Almost think of like if someone's pulling it in like a hair, that bump. And so it does move around inside and then it just kind of stops. Stops moving. The other one is still happily moving around though.
That's disgusting.
I'm gonna stick it back with the other one.
And so that one, it goes in and then just kind of burrows to the tip and then it just stops moving as well.
Take out my axe.
Oh, we need to figure out what's going on, but I don't think we can get many answers from him.
And you just kind of start seeing like this, this viscous, let's say semi-transparent like gray kind of fluid. As it strains out, it becomes more of a gray, but black from the source, and it kind of starts dripping through whatever, basically following whatever path of least resistance before it just kind of drips off into the walkway. You can see that in the distance there's obviously a crowd. People are kind of like looking over. Some people are trying to figure out how to go and get to this. Other people are like kind of stopping them. You can see at least 2 people that look like the guards of this area, kind of moving about concerningly.
Come here.
Kind of, okay, I'm just kind of
Before the evidence goes away, see that we're not crazy.
they kind of jaunt over. Both of them just have what seems to be short swords. And just like, oh, how are you, Quincy's crew? How's everyone?
Hi, we're doing good. We just
Having fun with your friend here.
Some men broke into
All
our
the
house.
friend.
The more perceptive guard immediately just goes, oh, God, and just kind of turns around to try to find something. And it seems as if just that slight sway just makes the stomach still like, oh, God. Oh, God.
yeah. There's something not quite right about him.
What seems to oh, no. Seem to get a whole octopus. He pulls out his sword, and the other one's like, no, don't touch it. And just kind of hits it as the head like falls loosely, and just kind of the tendrils kind of flop out of his head. Oh no! Oh, that's. Did you do this?
No, he did this.
Lucy. He did to himself.
Yeah, we found
Okay, so this is what happened. The rest of my crew went to go chase after the other ones who were near our house. I went inside to make sure everything was safe. Finn's denying the fact that his sole mission was for the cookies. I found him inside the house. We scrapped there. I chased him there, and then when I grabbed him and pulled him in to like try and capture him, his face erupted with tentacles.
Oh no, that's not natural. That's not right at all.
No.
No. While you're focused, you hear like little gentle footsteps. When you turn around, you would recognize this as being the little old man. It's like, Constable, I would like to report vandalism. That one right there broke a post.
Aye, with my knee.
With his knee, nonetheless.
I will
strong
repair it,
vandalism.
old man. Calm down.
No, they've been there for years, older than you. Well, I mean, he found this, and then also murderers. Murderers, and I wish this swing ports have gone terribly. Look at everything.
Well, the other ones kind of murdered themselves. They
Murder.
Oh yeah, there was two more. They rolled off the edge
they
of the
rolled
bridge.
off.
Well, that sounds like hogwash. Constable, after you deal with their weird little dolls, deal with the vandalism. Kind of starts stepping over the man, treating it as if it's nothing, like a sack of potatoes. Doesn't really care. Where's this place coming to?
I really want to just like take one of the tentacles and just throw it at him and see if it stinks.
I'm still big, and I'm gonna bet you $10 to $1 I could kick him across the city.
100%.
I would say that you're big, and he just kind of goes underneath,
Like
underneath
steps over a toe or something like that. Just climbs over it.
Just like, oh.
Now wait, you said how big did you get?
10 feet. I don't know how big the old man is.
And this guy, you said he was 5'11", and he was like right.
Oh.
I'm only 6 feet tall. I'm only 6 feet tall. That means that's where I'm at on you, and I don't like that.
It also grows too. I'll let you know that real quick.
And bend off Twitch.
Is he alive? Or can we look and see if he's still alive?
You can do a medicine check.
Just feel one of the tentacles for a pulse.
They all pulse.
19.
19. You kind of feel it, feeling where you think the carotid should be. You feel like, almost think of like air underneath a sheet. It's just something kind of moving, but nothing seems like a pulse. It just kind of coincides to maybe the last pump of what the heart should still be, and it kind of pushes out a little bit more of the black, but he doesn't seem to be.
He's dead.
What do we do with the body? You boys want him?
No,
Why can't you just kick him off the bridge?
no, we can't do that. Is it murder? I don't know what it is.
We didn't kill him.
Please, just throw a sheet over him, please.
I don't have a sheet.
He takes off his cloak and just throws it over. So we will
Just put him in that, and I pointed at his bag of devouring.
It's not a bad idea.
No,
We could handle it.
No, we'll talk to Dote about it and see what he does.
Okay.
At least who he wants. If we need you boys, we know where to find you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go put heavier locks on our house.
I don't know how do we handle tentacle face themselves. I don't know. Just please, I wish I want to go home. All right, whoop.
Have some squid for dinner.
And so he just kind of starts kind of figuring out how to wrap the body, almost to like save face. He kind of just like, okay. It's like, okay, guys. Almost as like a hint to like, leave us to wherever this nonsense
Nothing
is.
to see here.
You do see Finn that little
Item
object, though.
that dropped.
Yes.
Okay. Because Giant's Might's not gonna last that long. So I'll probably just shrink back down. And I'll reach down and pick it up.
Okay.
And I'll inspect it.
All right. So the item itself, give me history, just within your own history. So history.
Go ahead and let y'all know real quick. Just don't go well right. Someone better be rolling again for it. 11.
11.
Face value.
Maybe a few ventures back, you remember Quincy finding just like a little piece of black metal. but it looks like it's almost like a tiny rod. Think of it a toothless key. Then it just has like two little almost like a tuning fork in some aspects.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so that's what that's what it is.
Okay.
Solid black metal.
Okay. I'll be like, boss, they were trying to take this.
Oh, do I remember what it is?
You can give me history as well.
That is. Where is history? 12.
12? You do remember. It's really tiny, so if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you said it was tiny, that was tiny.
So it's shaped like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like a little tuning fork.
But
Oh, I see.
It's much bigger. And so to you, it's probably like you can just kind of grab it. About that big. Or at least, about that big. And so where you remember, it's just that when you were doing just a job, the individual slipped your name, wasn't really important, just kind of strange. Throughout one of the crates that broke open, just kind of helping him move stuff was the job. That fell out. I mean, it's kind of odd because he was moving what seemed to be just an exotic fruit. That rolled out, and he was like, well, he obviously doesn't know that's in the manifest, so it becomes yours.
Okay. So I don't know exactly what its use is or anything?
No. I mean, it looks like a key, except again, there's just no teeth on it.
Wait, Well, this must be more important than I thought if they were trying to take it.
It's from our house.
Yeah.
Can I see it, boss?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
How long does the ritual take?
10 minutes.
Okay, so maybe we go back to the house.
Okay.
And I'll ritual cast it there.
Okay, and like as you're walking away, the guard's still like, bye.
Bye.
Except for the other one, just kind of at least, out of like visually, just kind of trying to keep everything down. And just not paying attention. Like that is his focus for today, is to not lose food. So making it back to your house, you can see that, I would say, Finn, that you were kind of focused on them. But you can see that, again, it reminds you a lot of Fairfar's situation where things are kind of strewed about, them looking for stuff and then obviously not finding what they were looking for, was this. And so casting, so invocation seems to be something that has, there's some magics to it. And in itself, it doesn't seem to be like a magical item, but just the concepts of things that around magic for long enough can sometimes pick up its features, or there's a good chance that it just has it where it's one part of another item.
Interesting. Do you think identify would do anything more beneficial?
No, that's all that you get from right now.
No,
Or just identify, saying if you can.
Yeah, like if I used identify, you think that would give me anything better?
Possibly.
Then I will ritual cast identify.
Okay. So I would like you to give me a wisdom saving.
I fucking knew it. Of course. The thing that I didn't put any points in. I have a -1. 11.
So as you're identifying it, it immediately speaks back to you to tell you its identity. But where you are is not this beautiful glades and of just basically beautiful green valley of waves and so forth. You're in what seems to be barren. The earth itself is red. The sky itself is gray colored. As you blink, within the blink, sometimes the sky is red, and the waste you can see for miles and miles is gray. So, in your hand it's just basically gone. Your friends are gone. The one that talked to you in the first place is now behind you to explain to you. As you slowly turn around, there's just a writhing mass of what you perceive as tentacles, and tendrils forever, except for one large major eye that splits itself open. You can see this red, these black tendrils kind of dance. Think of a sun that's basically been flipped, so it's a negative. So that weird negative space, and as you move, you can kind of see its weird, ghostly traces. These tentacles move until they harden and become perfect geometric shapes. And then it just speaks a word you have no clue how to pronounce it again. The best way to describe it is people screaming all at once. And you will take, not too bad, you take 4 psychic damage. And the only thing imagine a screaming chorus of people. And within this concert of people, they all seem to, at least their interlining words, make the word key. And that is all that's heard. So think about like if someone's like, if you scribble enough and you can somehow make a picture, so imagine that in vocal form. Everyone screams until at least some syllables match up to make the word key out of all of what you hear. And then you just come to...
Am I on the floor or am I still standing?
I'd say at least drop you to me.
Well, boys.
I grab it.
I think it's a key.
I'll say I want to, not too hard, but just kind of lightly smack it against the wall since it looks like a tuning fork.
Okay.
Just
it makes an eerie sound, but it stops. It doesn't really hold the harmony too long. A little just kind of.
I was wondering what it sounded like.
It's a key. Where's the lock?
That's a good question. But, I don't think I want to know.
We've had it for how long?
Too long.
Yeah,
Throw it out
for like
the window.
6 months you just had it chilling around.
I say huck it out the window and be done with it.
It's important enough to steal.
But of course we're not going to do that because we don't have any common sense. So let's go find the lock it goes into. Why don't we?
I mean, it might be fun.
Oh, God.
It was fun.
So I described to them as best I can what I saw when I tried to identify it, and, you know,
Screaming.
like hundreds of people screaming, and the part of their voices that lined up sounded like it said the word key.
What do you think that the tentacles were?
Well,
Same ones we saw on that man?
would the similar texture to the
Yes, by a must degree. Yes.
like that, but bigger, more of them?
You know.
If you can imagine, basically, the striations of where the tentacle, basically, well, where the mouth began, would just be like the tip of where the rest of this thing in this realm was. So they're just basically the tip of it, which expands and writhes around.
Yeah, so, seems kind of culty to me, but
Did the cat have any tentacle things?
It did. He did have like.
I thought it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
in the
that.
center of it, there was just darkness, and then just a red
What was
eye.
the name it gave us?
Just the dark one.
The dark
The
one.
dark.
And Greg was the name that he gave when it comes to a person.
What?
Greg.
Like master, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
that's
Master.
what I thought, yeah.
Master Greg.
I thought you said Greg for a second. I was like,
Oh, Greg.
That's our big bad boss.
my dark master, Greg. Ah, yes, okay.
He worships Timothy.
God, I love that. Praise be to Timothy.
I saw these men get off the train today.
Did you?
I did. I didn't. Not the one with the tentacles. The
Well,
other
well.
two.
The bold one and the other guy. Well, seems like they follow us wherever they go. I wonder how they're keeping tabs on us.
That's a good question.
I
I think
we
they
might-
died.
Well, they should have.
I wonder if there's any more in town.
You can always ask. At this point, though, there is what seems like just a knock on the door to interrupt this this sense of just dread.
I open the small part of the door. Yeah, hello?
And so as you open the small part of this door, you can see that there seems to be just a messenger, just kind of waiting, like
I'm like, hello.
Hello. Hello, sir. I'm here to bring news for you.
I'm like, oh, thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
All right, you too.
Door you have.
Thank you.
Why do you have a small door or big door if you're so small?
Because we got big people.
Sorry, I asked. Thank you, sir. I'm just gonna turn around. I'm just gonna. Just kind of walks away. And so you see that the letters themselves are set within, again, with familiar hand and familiar seal. And so opening each of the letters, it seems again where 4 of your patrons have a job that they would like you to do. It seems this time though it seems to be set. All of them kind of put it just at about 550 gold for it. But it seems again, just everyone has their own motives for what it is. And so yes. So as you read each one, again, one is from Dote, which you kind of like, why don't you just come and talk to us right offhand for it. So what you can basically suss from this is that there's an individual named Golden Black. It's spelled Golden with an I for whatever reason, but it's Golden Black. So your individual. So basically, Moose's boss, the Forge, he wishes for you to. So this is Fear. So Fear seems to want you to get this guy out of being escorted. It seems that no, he wants you to save him. There's
Golden
something
Black.
that he again the way that he writes it is very, very short. He's basically
Vague.
Very vague and like meticulous of what he's explaining, but he's basically saying that hey, if you help me, be worth your time, but I kind of need this individual alive. It seems that he is wanted, and that he wants to basically that he's scheduled to hang, and so they kind of want him, or at least some type of execution. And so they kind of like, well, if you kind of help us there, then again, make it worth your while. But they know that, so the one thing is that you will have to you'll get further details if agreeing onto that one. So Tess Bell, her explanation is that she wants you to escort this individual to basically see his end, just because of the terrible things that he's done and so forth. She would prefer for you to actually have him dealt with. Yes.
Does she actually list what he's done?
She again, it's yes, and then the minute you say yes, they'll start sending the details to their particular wants and so forth. Gunther, part of the Intercaves, actually would like him to basically. He's not going to be saved, but he wants them to basically stand trial at Intercaves. He knows if he gets to the bigger city that they'll be there dealings with him. And Intercaves has their own kind of justice. And then lastly, Dote seems to be on the same principle, but with Dote there just seems to be that he wants information from him as well. Dealing with more of what sounds like, I'll say that it sounds more like there's something that he's basically get information from him and then just send him on his way, and that's all you need from him. The easiest one, but again, you're not too sure. The way that he kind of words it is kind of gives you a little bit of a pause for it.
What do we want to do?
Never trust a guy with colors for 2 names. Then don't like.
Miss Bill says he's done terrible things.
You do like Miss Bill.
I do too. And I don't like people that get away with terrible things.
I'm also interested in knowing what type of information that he wants out of me.
Aye. And if Dope wants us to just get the information,
Maybe we could do both.
we could do two at the same time.
Now, you know, the only problem with that one is that if they find out that you're doing two jobs, they can hurt your reputation. You run the risk of hurting your reputation with one or both of them. Because sometimes they don't align.
Well, if she wants him dead and he wants the information, you get the information and we kill him. It's easy, simple. We just fucking huck him off the mountain. It's fine.
That can't be our solution for every problem.
It's a perfectly good mountain.
I say he did say just to have him be on his way after we get the information, which means we could just turn him back to the authorities and say we caught him after he escaped.
That is a devious plan, boss. That's devious, right?
Maybe we should hear what he has to say.
Yes, I do want to hear what he has to say.
Well, that's your decision, boss. I like Dope. We can work for him.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's work for Dope.
Okay.
At least to begin with.
Alright, so perfect.
We hear what he has to say. We don't like it. Mountain.
Alright, so as you set that one, do you want to do the first one?
For which one?
Just encounters in general.
Do you have that list?
We can use this one actually, because I want this one.
Just 4?
Yeah, I'll do it for 4.
Oh, but we don't get to watch the Marvel race this time.
One day we'll get I'll get
a monitor. We're working on that stuff.
Not today.
That's why I should have charged. Remember when you were like, make sure you charge your laptop? And I was like, but I thought we were doing pen and paper. I was like, oh, never mind. That's why I should have charged my laptop.
Yeah. I thought about that as I was setting it up. I was like, that's why I told him that.
It was like nagging in the back of my head. I was like, there is a reason. He has a point. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, I do vaguely remember. I think we used both y'all's laptops.
We did.
Last time.
You have like a whole command center. Chat can't see it, but there's just now there's just two. But the last time there was just this bank of monitors. It looked like the hacker in a '90s action movie.
Next time we stream, we have an actual computer gonna be down here.
Ooh. Oh right.
Oh yeah. Another thing for this stream, that's our tech guy. Basically, he's running everything behind the scenes, like sound wise, video, and everything. It's our buddy Jacob.
We feed him in Starburst and Dr. Pepper.
So, average time.
Can I please throw it off the mountain?
What's it take him to get hung?
I mean, if he's dead, he's dead.
These.
We can hang him off the mountain.
Seems like fun. Throw the rope.
It's like, all right, Doc, ask him what you want. We go to him.
No escort.
Simple. Look, I've got a solution right here.
We get
Pretty
nothing.
easy. You gotta see how
We do
far-
none of the quests. We just kill him ourselves and tell no one we did it.
Go back to our house.
There's actually a fifth option.
We adopt him. We just bring him home with us. He chills at our house.
We adopt him or kidnap him and then keep him in the basement because apparently we have that.
Oh, we can employ him to constantly keep cooking cookies for you.
Okay, Finn's listening.
Finn is interested.
Well, I say employ, but it's more like
Sounds like slavery.
Forced labor.
Indentured servitude, guys.
yeah.
There we go. Yes.
You're earning your freedom.
In just 7 to 10 years, you.
Finn doesn't,
halfway there.
if Finn doesn't like any batch of cookies, adds on an extra year for like getting it better.
Every batch must be perfect.
These
Right.
are good, but I need 6 chips to each cookie.
This is 6.5.
No.
2 cups of brown sugar.
You used powdered sugar.
Oh my!
Unacceptable.
Is this 2 cups and an extra 1/32 of a cup? Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't have you sit. I wouldn't have you sitting there like. Would have you sitting there with a scale.
I've got like the jeweler's glass, and it's like, that's full grains over 2 cups. 3 more years indentured servitude.
This cookie is 1 gram overweight.
That's it. You lost your kneecap privileges. I use that phrase at work all the time because my coworkers
we don't
irritate me.
We don't shoot it. We take the rolling pin that he uses to bake the cookies.
Break his knees with it.
Ooh man, this derailed fast.
Yep. You notice what happens the second Khaled stops like throwing things to us? It's just immediate cookies and kneecaps.
That's the new D&D alternative, cookies and kneecaps.
Can't wait for that issue to come out.
Bakery in the front, mafia operation in the back.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, aren't they all?
I mean,
That's what that's what we're trying to build up to.
Yes.
Bakery operation.
That's gonna be new.
We bake
that's
like
gonna be
the
Fenced
best
Dreams of
cookies
like
in
have
all
a bakery like
Swingport.
franchise.
Baked goods, but there's nothing good about us.
how do you bake so many? And it's just in the bag, just a bunch of random people we've captured over the years.
Don't look back there, just like slide a window closed.
It's like half of them's baking cookies. There's like flour everywhere. The other one is just like packaging drugs.
Oh,
One day
flour.
we get the flour and the drugs mixed up, and that batch of cookies is really popular.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And the page numbers beside.
Are there drugs in D&D?
I guess to me you could
always
Like alcohol, obviously.
There's
But like,
alcohol. Like more harder stuff.
is there a potion of see God for a week?
Is it really drugs when you have curses?
Was that good?
I know I'm new to this, but like,
I curse you with dysentery.
Yeah, that works.
Who won the marble race?
we need to reel it in.
Who won?
Yeah.
You don't get to know. You'll find out.
Dang it! I didn't know what I mean. What option? Just what number?
Number 1.
Of course.
I feel like you're lying to me.
I'm not.
All right, so you're going with dope.
Dote.
Okay. So as you're you can easily just get a messenger to get the letter back to him. And so with your response, would you rather talk to him in person or just get the particulars?
I mean, we're in the same city as him, so.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well go and meet him in person.
Okay, perfect. So walking into this area, you know exactly how to get to it. The second level of the Swingport. His offices would overlook the port themselves where the ships come and go. The minute you walk into it, just a young man who acts as just like assistant receptionist and so forth, just immediately just kind of greets all of you. Hi, how's it going, guys? How are all of you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Oh, it's really great. What kind of a craziness have you gotten into today?
Just some weird tentacle monster, man.
Oh man, you're so lucky. I'm just always here, just filing papers, and it's kind of boring here. Bet that was fun.
It was a little crazy.
You just go off to some far off place and then see the tentacle monster man?
No, that happened here at our house.
What? Oh, that's so. You guys have all the fun. It's like, Clive. Yes, sir. Are the guests here to see you? No, sir. He's in the back office. Good seeing all of you. Anyone want any refreshments?
I'm good, thank you.
Some tea would be nice.
Yeah, I can get some tea. That's fine. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. So he just goes off and then starts fixing tea and then bring you a cup. And yes, it sounds like a shock to you.
Thank you, Clive.
And so walking back, there's just a rounded desk, a nice little chair that's been kind of moved away from it, and pinkies up.
He's out.
And Dote, again, he's a slender, tall black man. He's probably just almost 7 feet. He's probably like like 6'8".
Taller than me.
Slim build, athletic, but he doesn't seem to do anything when it comes to, just again, more just your administrative kind of stuff. So he's like, gentlemen, I'm glad you're here. I take it that you've happily taken up on my offer?
Yes, we have.
I have a sneaking position, or a sneaking suspicion that at least probably Intercave had some dealings, or at least wanted to handle this individual. I think in the letter itself, it did say the man's name is Golden Black. He's a very dodgy kind of individual.
Sounds like it.
Yes, he's wanted in a few places, but Capital City, they seem to have basically had enough against him, and the ones that captured him, the bounty hunters are taking him there.
What are his crimes?
It's a laundry list. Let's see, at least 12 people have been murdered by him. There's a suspicion that at least a town also was, basically the people who lost their lives in that town, that's another, who knows, maybe 213 people supposedly, a little village. That one has just been pinned on him. There's no proof because there's no town.
Right.
Just a smoldering speck on the map.
Is he some kind of mage?
No, he's not. He's roguish for the most part. Uncanny though. Things about him that he has an affinity with gears and so forth.
May I ask, what type of information are you trying to get out of him?
He has himself supposedly has a key. That vault might have a little bit of how can I explain this? A bit of heirlooms to it. Supposedly there's riches there. I would like to see if I can find that first. Getting there would mean that I can have first access to it. I don't think he personally has a key, but I think he has the location to it. Some kind of vault.
A key?
Let's say, what is this vault? Do you know where this vault is located?
I don't.
Do you know what the key looks like?
Also do not. He says he keeps it on his person, but him being apprehended, that's pretty impossible that they would leave him with a key.
Some type of magics, maybe he had it.
Possibly. And so the only problem with that one is that if he's going to be guarded, you're going to have to figure a way to at least get close to him, because the guards aren't going to let you just walk up to him. So he will be probably moving by coach to the city. So it's going to, by coach, it might take anywhere from maybe 5 to 10 days to at least get it from point A to point B. Starline is going to be at least the city that's where he's leaving from. You all know Starline. It's almost in the middle of nowhere. Not even the lightning rails run through it. It's just just a spot, a waypoint for the most part. So yes, if you go to Starline, at least to try to get some information from him.
You just need to know where the key is.
Where the key is, and technically where the vault is. He probably has some information about that vault.
Okay.
Again, it's not really more the riches or jewels that I'm after, but just supposedly there's knowledge in there. Knowledge is always something good to deal with.
Indeed.
And after that one, you can send him on his way to meet his end. Yes, I mean, again, his list is everything. Like theft of a horse, seduction of a noble, destruction of a horse. I think I don't know. It's everything.
It's one destroy. Never mind.
No, I'm not too sure what that means. Supposedly it was a statue of a horse. Again, It seems like he just does crimes just to do them for the most part.
Indeed. And his name's stupid.
Yeah, I guess so.
Told you.
Well, I guess we'll see if we can stop that coach somewhere along the way then.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Get that information from him.
I would appreciate it, gentlemen. And of course, discretion is always appreciated.
Of course.
And you can do it as bombastic or as loud as you want to, and just long as. But this one, I would prefer my name not to be brought up.
Naturally.
But other than that, we should have a record.
All right.
All right. And so he just goes back to at least whatever duties that he plans to have. Basically allowing you to leave if he's going to leave and so forth. So as you're planning, what would you want to take with you, or you think you're good to go at this point?
I know there's a couple things that I want to get.
I want to bring the little key with us.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it's connected somehow. Yeah, I could put it in my bag.
Be safe there.
I gotta remember I have this.
What will we need for stopping a carriage?
That's what I'm working on. So I need to go to. Is there like a craftsman part of this town, like blacksmith, things like that?
Who's escorting? Do we know who's escorting him?
Is it the bounty hunter
I
or?
would say that it would be not the bounty hunters anymore.
No, they turned him
So
in.
he's in the authorities' hands.
Correct.
now.
He's in the
Okay.
authorities. They just have to now move him there.
So some kind of official.
They're going to either be officials or they're going to be. You think that just basically another set of like hired, like guards and so forth.
Okay.
Fair to assume that some of those guards drink?
Possibly.
How are we going to make him talk?
We don't have to. We just have to get him to talk to Dope. Or no, he wants the information, then we just.
Send him on his way.
Oh,
Send him to
okay.
his death. He might not be very talkative.
Well, we might tell him we're going to rescue him. There's this thing called lying, Graham.
That is true.
Get him drunk enough, he can talk.
Beat the hell out of him.
And forget about it too.
Yeah, well,
So
people
our
tend to lie
only
when you beat
plan
them.
is to go and lie.
Well, it's good. There's going to be a lot of lying. I can tell you that right now.
The real plan is, or the real question is, are we doing it sneaky, or are we gonna cause them big distractions to?
How would
I
we do
think
it
we
sneaky?
should be prepared for both eventualities. So I think what Finn is thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, Finn, is to wait for them to stop for the night. If they don't keep a shift where they travel all day.
At least get the route.
Right. Distract the guards, we're travellers, get a wagon, something like that. Get the guards drunk, distracted, while one of us goes in to talk to him, to the prisoner. If that doesn't work, if they seem like they're riding all day and all night, swapping off, sleeping while they ride, I have a backup plan for that.
Alright.
I'm
So
assuming
how are we going to
that's
catch
what
up
you
with the
wanna do.
carriage?
Horses that are faster than a carriage, I suppose. I'm assuming it's some kind of barred or armoured carriage,
I
not
would
just
say
a regular.
that the intel that he would give you, it's still not as detailed of too much of anything other than that that there's going to be a guard of about 5 to 6 men. That the carriage itself tries its best to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Okay.
Drawn by 3 horses though.
So it's not too heavy.
Correct. And then there's no distinguishing marks or features on it. The kind of think of someone's like, oh, it's a Western whatever, and it just basically that's the style of carriage that you've seen being pulled before. I would say a Western sling. That means it's just like that style is what you have to just look out for.
With a group of 5 men and 3 horses. Interesting. Well, I need to go buy a few things if we're going to pull this off.
All right.
But if anybody else needs to get something first,
I was like, I don't have anything in particular I need, so just get what you need.
did you have some kind of idea?
Flying it in the pants.
All right, then. I'm going to go shopping.
Okay. And so what I will do, we're going to go, this is near the 2-hour mark. So we're going to do intermission. That can just give you but basically if you want to make like what the list is before, and then we start and we basically hit the ground running from there.
All right.
Sounds good.
So we're going to take a little quick break, and we'll see you in a little. welcome back. Hopefully everyone had a good intermission. So, where we're going to pick up the spot would be, so you went through and found the items that you're looking for. Without too much of an issue, some kind of questions and facial expressions, but nothing when it comes to what mayhaps you might do with these objects now in your possession. Did you already let your teammates know what you have? And
I'll show them once I get back
okay.
from buying everything.
Okay.
So you want me to go through the list?
Yeah, you can go through the list.
So I bought 4 feet of chain in 2 2-foot lengths with iron balls on each end, basically just heavy bolas. I'm thinking to use for the wagon wheels if it comes to that point. 2 vials of acid, 2 flasks of oil, and 2 bottles of pure alcohol. I'm probably going to mix the oil and the alcohol. I don't know if oil and alcohol mix, but we're going to find out. And I bought 6 little glass flasks or globes to mount on the end of crossbow bolts, so that like if it's got a big exterior lock to get to them, I can shoot one of the acid vial, like put some of the acid in the little vial and hit it from a distance. Especially if it turns into like a running chase, kind of get the door open so somebody can jump over there and whatnot. But I'll keep one of the vials so that if we get up close to it stealthily, we can just kind of melt the lock without having to sit there and try to pick it.
Oh, I want to go do some type of clothing shop.
Okay.
And I want to buy everyone some hoods, as well as some type of covering for the face.
Okay. Within just 15 gold, 15 silver, you can get all of that.
Okay.
There's a part where the person is now completely like, wait, okay.
Now, my helmet covers my full face. Do you still want to give me one?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll give you one anyway.
I put it on over the helmet, like wrap my face, pull the hood up. That actually would look kind of cool.
That way you feel included.
Thanks.
So watch the
Thanks,
fight
boss.
down.
You're the best, boss. Oh, also the oil and alcohol thing, that was basically just so I could have like fire on contact. Or like have the alcohol globe on the end, have it wrapped with a rag soaked in oil and light it like a regular fire arrow, and then when it hits it has that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you, John.
That's the plan. If we go a little more showy with this plan.
Yeah, I figure the hoods and face cover might be useful, since people around the few cities here probably know of us.
Although, if they get a real good look at us, the fact that it's 3 giant dudes and what are you, gnome?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be a little suspicious.
Well, you know, as long as they don't think too hard.
Plausible deniability.
That could have been any group with a gnome and 3 giant people.
Either me or Josh, we could just have him, Quincy, just like riding on us, like near like a little backpack.
Just hide in one of y'all's backpack. Like.
Alright. You have the plan?
Guess we're going to
Is
the
that the
ship.
beginning of a plan? Are we renting a small ship to get there? Like what's do we know the route?
Finn went to the tavern and was trying to figure out the route from some of the guards, or at least was trying to figure out some kind of route, or who might have been involved with transporting.
Alright, so you know that, with, where you have to find it is going to be Starline. So no guards in the city are from, so Starline is basically where he's going to be leaving from. And then Kalos is where it's going to be his like last point. That's where they want him to go. So the guards here, if it's not Swingport news, then it's no news to them, kind of thing.
Okay. How far is the travel route? Or how long is it?
If you go by ship, then it'll probably be within maybe I'll say about 3 days. the rail itself doesn't run, or won't run through Starline, but you can then take carriage. Carriage will probably put you 6 days. Both will probably get you right. 6 days will probably get you as he's leaving. 3 days will give you enough time to scout out.
Yeah, 3 days if we take it by ship, we can get about to like a little bit before the halfway point.
Probably want to move faster then.
Plus, with the ship, we could map out the route from the air.
Yeah, that would also be good.
See everything.
Map out possible routes, at least. Maybe ask around, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, see if we can
Let's do that.
get a ship.
Okay. And so, getting your ship.
I said I might be able to help us find a ship easy.
Perfect, yeah, you can probably help find a ship.
What makes you say that?
I used to.
Yeah, his background is pirate.
Yes, I used to be quite a pirate
So
back
this
in
will
my
be
day.
one of the elemental ships. So one of the flying ships themselves.
Is that the kind you use to captain?
No.
Strictly water.
So did you know that there are some that are coming and goings? And just with that one, you think that so I'm trying to see the mileage. So the miles would be. So for mileage, 'cause it's. Let me make sure. So we need to sit here. So you'll be sitting on at least somewhere around 100 miles, and it's silver piece each, so 10 gold per person. So if you wish to just take passage on that way.
All right.
This isn't one we get to pilot for ourselves.
Correct. No, this will be someone just.
Are they going to be okay with what we're doing?
Well, they don't really know. They said that they're just dropping you off at Starline.
So we can't use them for the actual deed.
Oh, to like get away?
Yeah. They
Maybe
don't
we should
have
talk
like,
with the captain.
Could discuss it.
they don't have like little pontoon boat sized flying ships.
We'll take your lifeboat.
We'll take your the lifeboat's just a regular lifeboat with a parachute strapped to it. You just bail.
Oh gosh.
I'm already thinking of the weight in that lifeboat and it ain't gonna hold up.
Parachute ain't gonna work, dog. Do they have any kind of like gliding devices, anything like that in this
Like a
setting?
wingsuit?
Not like a wingsuit, but like a hang glider type.
There are gliding types. A lot of the halflings are known to use like gliding and so forth.
Oh,
Oh, we're not gonna fit on those. Not a halfling sized one. No.
I might be small enough to fit on one of those.
We just throw like the airplane.
I could do some scouting.
Unlike the Faerun counterparts of shires and so forth, the halflings are warlike, known to being aggressive and so forth.
Oh. That's odd.
It's so a lot of them still steer clear from like bigger cities. You might see one every once in a while, but a lot of them aren't like hang gliding on the weekends kind of thing.
They're hang gliding, like dropping bombs on enemy villages and stuff. Oh, great.
I set fire to your shire.
Okay, well, scrap that plan. I feel like we can pull this off from the ground.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah, we got this.
Just a little bit of passage would be alright.
We just need to get dropped off on the trail and then intercept. Easy.
Figure out which... If there's only one road, that'll be great. Because if there's like roundabout routes, they'll probably take one of those. They might even have decoys.
I don't think
That
it's
is possible.
I don't think it's that high of a prisoner exchange.
I don't know. He killed a whole village full of people.
Accused.
Yeah.
Those are merely accusations.
Jay Simpson was
going to court
accused of killing his wife, and we chased him all the way down to the way.
All right, so without really too much issue, you can find a like an airship captain that won't really mind. Well, not airship, at least the elemental ship passage being that much when you tell him where you're going to go. The location makes sense to him, but you don't see any like recollection or connecting any dots of why you want to go to just the middle of not really anywhere special.
Okay, but hear me out. We take over the ship, and then
You know how to fly a ship.
no.
I know how to sell one.
Just like mosey up and be like, so how you fly one of these things?
Are you saying this out loud?
No,
Is it
no.
individual?
I'm not doing that.
Maybe we wait till the way back for that one.
It's like we're all huddled up and he's just standing up over.
Yes, and so with some lodgings, you can tell that the difference between your captain Hib when it comes to like how accommodating one can actually be. This one is basically cabins and hammocks kind of thing. Your stuff is with you. If any injury sustained is your own kind of liability.
Too bad, bro.
Exactly. Even the part where there is a barrel with something sloshing in it, could be ale, that could be the bathroom. Just kind of moves every once in a while.
Just give it a taste to find out.
Do you give it a taste?
No.
Grotmar would have said yes to that.
You can like open it and see what's inside as well.
It's the bathroom.
Just smell test.
Maybe we could just smell. Yeah.
Well, aren't insensitive nose. You smell it.
Yeah, I mean, if you open it up,
Oh,
Yeah, so opening it up in the slosh, you immediately smell lamp oil. So basically, you're sleeping.
Next to a bomb.
Because as you kind of what close it and you put back on top is an actual lamp. As you can just set it back on top of this barrel. It is actually lit.
Lit.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah,
figured.
totally.
And so it just kind of. Okay.
Ticking time bomb.
we could push one of those off.
That'll definitely stop him.
No information. Explodes the carriage.
Pass failed.
Coats the entire outside of the carriage in boiling lamp oil. Would just cook the poor bastard inside.
Give us information.
That doesn't tell me anything.
So after 3 days' time, looking, kind of milling about the ship, nothing at all of any interest. The crew members are more fixated on making sure the thing runs fine, and the captain seems to be quite uncivil. He just kind of grunts to any greetings and just moves about to do whatever he needs to do. As you finally get, and you can see in the horizon, a little bit of of just darkened buildings, you can see that this is the place where they slowly start coming down to it. It's almost the outskirts. There's just a little, basically you can consider it a dock inside, right? The building is quite tall in comparison, but still not as tall as you've seen in Fairfar. Just probably enough just to kind of land, get off, and then just take back off without too much of an issue. You probably still have, from the distance, maybe about a mile or two to just at least get to the building itself, or at least to the inter-city kind of town. And as you just kind of leaves, again, you just kind of as you disembark and so forth. Then again, it just goes up and goes as fast as it can, much slower than the one that you're used to, but it seems to do its job. And so this puts you at the western side of town. Sorry, the eastern side. So you've landed. You can see the town is probably it's going to go to the west is where the town is. And so you can either just basically hoof it without any problem. You can see that the area, while there are some trees in the distance, there is a bit of your red clay. The roads themselves are just kind of where people have moved the most to create it. And then there's some shrubbery and so forth. Every once in a while you see like little lizards run and stop and then just kind of moving about. And other than that, there's nothing really too interesting in this place. The only thing accompanying you at this time is just the sound of like your footfalls and scuffs as you kind of maybe drag and kick rocks and so on. And then immediately you see the billboard, but the population sign saying just welcome to Starline population 1,900. And the style of this place is to think a little bit has some European aspects if Europe exists. You're whitewashed with some like exposed beam, but then immediately things that seem more of a Western style, saloon doors and things like that. As you walk in, you see that some people do kind of look over their shoulders at you and kind of follow you, and before kind of going about doing whatever they're in the middle of doing. So where would you think the best place would be at this point?
Well, I'll say I have at this point that they would have already taken him along the path, right?
No, so they're probably, because they said they're probably within 6 days they're going to be leaving.
Oh, okay.
So you're basically made it in 3 days.
So we have 3 days to prepare.
All right.
Before he leaves the city to head to the next one.
Okay. Well, if he's already in this city, let's find out where he's being held.
Do a jailbreak instead of a
Coach
Robin jailbreak.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the stuff that I have could work for that as well. Totally didn't consider that.
Neither did I for some reason.
Guess we gotta do some scouting.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Talk to some people.
find out where there's probably a jail here somewhere.
Well, let's just look around and see if we can find it first, not to raise suspicion.
All right.
4 strange men rolled into town and immediately start asking where the nearest jailhouse is.
Put the masks on now.
Finn can find it.
Maybe not.
Everyone put on your mask and ask where the jail is.
Or you just get one of us thrown in there.
So that's for the jail or the bank. Go ahead and say, go ahead.
We could get one of us thrown in there.
You think they're gonna put us with the same guy?
Well, not right next to him, probably
It's
not.
in the same building.
I think we should
Let's look for it first.
let's see what this jail looks like first.
It's like a maximum security penitentiary. Let's not get thrown in there. I want no parts of this.
It's just a
could pretend
torture
we
prison.
captured someone.
There's going to be a window with bars and just like human limbs just being pushed out of the bars and people screaming and echoing through the holes. It's like that's not the best jail I've ever seen.
The carriage isn't even a carriage. It's just like a box on the back of the horse that has his limbless torso in it.
It's just a giant Iron Maiden on
Oh God!
So entering, the town is kind of split almost into 4 ways. I don't know why I wrote earlier. For some reason I put south where north's supposed to be on a little compass. But so going, you can see that the southern roads, it does kind of split to another little side road. But for the most part, it is just broken by just 2 main streets kind of thing, intersections. And so as you just make your way, again, you can see there's just some people, some are older folks, just kind of playing a game, just kind of watching as you walk past, stopping, studying the peculiar group, and then just kind of going back. Sometimes they'll just kind of do a little whisper, and then they ignore you. When you get to basically what seems to be the center of town, that gives you a nice lay of the land. It's all just flat. You think that with just enough sprinting, you could probably sprint right in and out of this town without even too much of anything. And again, you can see certain like commerce and so forth, but other than that one, the roads are for the most part pretty just kind of empty. People come and go, but nothing really packed.
Does the concept of like a sheriff exist, or would it be like a constable, or just the city guard, or?
It might actually be some type of like sheriff or so forth. Or at least someone, probably say this, the local, like a peacekeeper, and that's probably the highest thing there.
Okay, so just some somewhat more friendly looking passerby.
Okay.
Preferably like a woman, just because they might be less confrontational.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So roll me some charisma then.
Fuck. Would I have had to roll charisma if I didn't say it was a woman?
I don't know.
I do.
At disadvantage.
What is my charisma? Oh yeah, -1. 11.
11. So there's a woman kind of, let's say, in between of just gathering what seems to be just her groceries, kind of taking it from an individual just from the market kind of thing, and then just your long shadow kind of cast preceding you, and then you kind of just approach. She's just like, yes, how may I help you, sir?
Excuse me, miss. Do you know where the peacekeeper station is? We're new in town and I don't know my way around yet.
I do. So if you go up north, and then you take a turn, the peacekeeper should be there. He seems to be a bit busy, but he should be there.
Okay, thank you very much, miss. I just give her like a silver for the trouble. And then just kind of nod and
Just drops in her basket. And then like as you're kind of like walking, you can fleeting here, the merchant's like, he just gave you a silver. She's like, oh, yes. And she just take it and go. Again, as you're kind of going through these streets and so forth, you do see there is a tavern to your right, going towards the northern quadrant. There are at least two individuals, guard-like for the most part, slightly like just probably one tier underneath militaristic, just kind of looking, and then just going back to talking to each other. They're basically both sides of this doorway, just talking. Even an individual that kind of comes out, they kind of just kind of watch him, and then just go back to talking. And then as you walk, you can see that the buildings kind of recede inward, and then there's just a nice sized like building. It's facing you, the doorway's facing you versus kind of facing out. You can see it, and then there's a dip in. So right as you walk to it, you can see that there's this big building that has obviously barred windows to your left, and then a double-story, like a two-story building that kind of makes an L shape. As a lot of these buildings are still kind of connected on top of each other, and then just kind of walking, stepping on the stoop, and then within the dark end, only kind of the light shining in gives on the floor. The wooden floor is kind of where you see for the most part, and you can basically just catch someone even as you try to adjust the light that there's someone sitting at a desk for the most part.
And we're seeing all this from like a little ways off?
If you're right at the building, you see that. And if you didn't go in, then it's just kind of the glare of the sun is kind of contrasting enough that you know there's an open space, but you don't see within it until eyes can adjust.
Well, what do you think, boys? Should we go in there and ask you questions, or what? Like a story of some kind?
I think first let's check around the building and see if we can see anything on the inside. Through any windows or anything.
All right.
I feel like for the second stories, we're just gonna pick Quincy up and we're just gonna kind of walk around, just let him like glance through the bottom of the windows.
And of course, make sure no one's looking when we try to look through the windows.
Right. Naturally.
Okay. So if you continue on down the street, like if you pass by the peacekeeper's place, you can see that there's a secondary doorway where again this, let's say it's 3 sets of buildings, so it's probably maybe three stories with bars, and there's a wooden door, and then if you pass, you can see there's windows, and there's no door on the street to lead into the street. It's just right in your face unless you pass past it or go past it. So it's kind of put into this like little alcove kind of thing.
Strange.
Do we see anything outside as we approach at all?
So you can always give me just insight, just to look unless you want to go deeper into an investigation.
15 on
Insight, you
insight.
said?
Yeah.
I rolled 6.
That'd be a 12.
So you see that there is, you can see that at the, like if you're kind of looking around, you can see that there are what looks like a wagon wheel on the corner. It's basically, if you walk past the building, you can see that there's probably wagons and so forth that they keep on the opposite side of where the door is. You don't see anyone milling about within the thing, again, unless you're like right up and you can look into the doorway.
Well, what do we want to do?
Hey, boss, that could be our getaway ride.
I think it's their getaway ride.
Finders keep. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh. I say, what if we find out which guards are going to be escorting, and then we say tie them up somewhere and pretend to be those guards?
My boss. That's a wonderful plan.
Although,
But
I do know not all the guards are really tall.
Guarantee you that at least 2 of them are not going to be a Furbolg and one of them
change
might
the way
be.
they look.
No, you can't. But they can choose who they've hired to be a guard. And I would bet all of my gold that one of them is not a gnome.
Finn will take that bet.
No. Because it'll be an old gnome guard force. I know how this works. But I don't think we're going to pull that one off.
We could just go see if we could talk to him.
To the
Yeah.
prisoner.
Why not? We haven't even asked yet.
Yeah, that is a good point. Sometimes they will allow.
Okay, by all means.
Maybe Quincy should go.
Not me. I'm not
Yeah, I'll go. I'll ask.
Okay.
So I want to go ahead and walk in.
Okay. So as you kind of take the first step, it even your size kind of knocks to adjust in the wood kind of stress. And then you're on the stoop and then just kind of stepping foot into the door. When you step foot in the door, you can hear the shifting of at least 2 bodies as they kind of look towards the door. They're men wearing like a gray and a silver color, like a satiny silver is their motif. You can see that their emblems is pretty sure that's Kylos is the emblems that they have like on their shoulders and on their like just patches. One of the men has where the light catches perfectly. You can see that he's at least pulled his sword, maybe about an inch and a half, just kind of holding it to see who comes in. But at the desk himself, kind of exacerbated, seems to be an older man. He has what seems to be a big gray beard, some stubble on his head. His hair's gray but slicked back, and he just seems to be like, "Bless you, guys, just calm down. How can I help you today?"
Hi, I was wondering if you allow any visitations for anyone in jail.
Like an audible shift again. Well, there's no one really in jail right now except for old Clem, unless you want to see him. He's just a local drunk. But other than that, there's no one really in the jail right now. Anyone who's of any importance, anyways.
I was like, we heard you may have a special prisoner here, and I am from a news company that's trying to don't make me laugh.
You got it, dude. It's okay.
And we're trying to gather information on why he's done the things he's done.
Well, I don't. And then, minute before he can finish, one of the guards just goes, "The man said there's no one in there for you. So who do you think is in that jail?"
Well, we've heard there is a man named Golden Black. We've heard that he's here.
Maybe. Maybe not. The news, you say.
Yes.
So give me deception.
Shite. Wow, this is gonna get loud a lot faster than I thought it was. We just hear like swords being drawn. It's
13.
like, well,
13. So you immediately see them kind of like knitting their brow. What news exactly?
I'll say the oh shoot, what was the city we just came from?
Swingport.
Swingport.
Yeah, I'll say the Swingport news.
Never heard of it.
Jingle the gold, jingle the gold.
So
I might have to.
no, I think it's probably best you just be on your way. We don't have anyone there, especially needs to talk to anyone from Swingport.
Well, all right. I'll be on my way then.
So they go back and start kind of talking. The other one stands up and just kind of with the eye roll kind of goes into what seems to be a back area. And then he just kind of hearing just kind of him just talking to someone else. That's someone else voices. Very just kind of meticulous of what they're saying. And then he just kind of comes back and sits back down in the chair. And then you can see that another man kind of peeks out. And then just kind of goes back and inside their room again. The room, if you're looking at it, shouldn't be any bigger than, basically like it's probably half the size of the office that you're in right now, but probably not bigger than that. So then again, the peacekeeper's like, well, unfortunately I can't help you, so you be on your way there, stranger.
All right, guess I had some bad information. Thought they were here.
Probably so. Hopefully you enjoy our town.
All right, thank you. And I go ahead and walk back out.
And goes back in, and you can feel their eyes just following you out the door.
I'm like, as they didn't work, they were telling me he's not here, but we're pretty sure he's here.
So, do we want to try to get someone thrown in, or try to sneak in, or try to pretend to be a guard?
I feel like
can change the way I look.
Oh yeah, you can. We could try that.
Or we could just get thrown in.
We can always just start a bar fight. Was there anybody in there?
Yeah, he said. Oh, what was the name of the other person?
Local drunk.
Clem is local drunk.
Yeah, he said a local drunk named Clem was there.
Drunken disturbance is always a good way to get tossed in the clink. But didn't we see two guards standing outside of a saloon?
Yes, you saw two guards standing outside.
Maybe we go see what we can scare up in there.
Yeah.
If all else fails, it's a way to get thrown in. Just start a fight.
Can you guys get out if someone gets thrown in?
Oh, I can get out. It might be less than subtle, but I can get out.
So basically, loud and big is what we're going for now at this point.
Well, I mean,
Give it a try. Back to the saloon.
it would be a good distraction if I get thrown in. If we can't do the talking way, and I get thrown in, and I cause a distraction, that would be the perfect opportunity for one of you to get in, get the information. We don't even have to break him out of jail.
Yeah.
We just have to break me out of jail, and I can break my damn self out of jail because they can't take my armor away from me, unless they kill me.
Well, don't let him kill you.
Right. Well, let's go see if we can do this the subtle way first. Yeah?
Good plan.
The best plan.
How long does this guy's self last? Do you guys know?
The what?
This guy's cell.
An hour.
An hour. Okay.
Don't be tough.
Back to the saloon.
I need a drink anyway. It's hot here. I'm assuming it is hot since you were describing like red clay and lizards. I assume it's pretty arid.
Yeah.
Arizona. God, I hope it's not that hot. So, are they letting people in?
Yeah, they. I guess by the time you come out, they're already back inside.
Oh.
They're not doing anything. And so yes, as you walk to the saloon, no special name, just literally saloon.
Saloon.
I'm just kind of open up immediately, just because of your heightened aspect. You do get kind of looks. Those who have stared a little too long and see that now and made eye contact, they just kind of like turn around and just go back to just drinking and handling whatever.
Do we see the guys?
You do see two You do see two guards. Again, if it's described by Quincy. You can see that they are of that same like color palette. Just talking to themselves, not just kind of sipping on something and playing over whatever food is on their plates. Not really like just kind of picking on it, just talking.
How many people are in here?
I would say there's at least 12 people. Set up, I almost think of it as two sets of like so the pits from dice. So you think of like 5. It basically rolls to 5, so 5, 5, and then there's just two more tables in the corner.
Okay.
They seem to just be the closest. So yeah, if you look, like if you roll 2 5s on a dice.
Yes, yeah.
So that organization, basically the pit closest to the bar is where they're kind of just sitting, again, just talking. So think of like 2 X's and 2 other.
Okay.
Again, just talking. Who would go in the bar?
I'm going.
Okay.
I'll go in as well.
I don't see why we can't all go in.
Okay. So as you walk in, they immediately start looking at you. One kind of has his back to where he can just kind of see over his shoulder. The other one follows to see where you're going to sit and so forth. Then after that, they just kind of go back to talking, only catching every once in a while fleeting and just kind of glances up and then again just talks and so forth. The bar is a nice long dark wood colored bar. The bartender seems to be half elf, an older gentleman. He has like a pencil thin mustache and then just a little bit of a curled chin hair. But then just dark red vest, has like a little thing around his sleeves, and he's just cleaning glasses and so forth. The minute he sees you, he's like, greetings, how are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Wait.
What kind of ales have you got in here, my good man?
Nothing really too special. Just our basic brown ale, orange beacon under, golden ale.
Something dark for me, please.
Yeah, we have brown ale for you.
What the 2 grey-robed fellas over there, what are they drinking?
I think they're just drinking ale. They're kind of quiet. Kind of scary to find them being.
Send them a couple on me.
Okay. Oh, I'll do. We'll do. So after pouring your drinks, then he just throws a towel over his shoulder and then just grabs 2 of the mugs and kind of sits them down. And they kind of look, and then you see them kind of explaining. They lift the cups that they've drank, but they're just left the other 2 elves there. I'm just kind of still just talking and so forth. The one that could see the door is still kind of like eating and stuff, but he's even having a conversation and still not disconnecting from watching any of you. The other one, again, just every once in a while, if anything, any mouth movement that might cause him just to kind of look over again. Other than that, they don't really stir from their places.
I'll just walk up and shove you. Knock your drink out of your hand.
You gotta start a bar fight. You gotta start it right.
We walked in together.
You gotta go pick a fight with somebody else.
You start a bar fight with me.
We need him to get arrested, and he's buying them drinks.
I said we were going to try to do this the diplomatic way. I kind of hope there'd be more people in here as well. What time of day is it, by the way?
I would say it's probably no, it's probably it's probably a little after 2.
Oh.
AM or PM?
PM.
2 a.m. Yes.
2 a.m. The sun is out.
Hey, I don't know what word we're in.
Solar eclipse, man.
It's like, since you bought them some drinks, why not go be friendly with them?
What's my background? Not military at all. All right, I'm just gonna like quaff my ale and then part of it just mosey on over to the table. Hello, gentlemen.
All right. You can see the one that's basically his back to you become rigid.
Oh, easy there, friend. I'm not trying to start any trouble.
And most of like his movements now become more like robotic as he's just kind of trying his best to listen in. The other one's just like, How you doing?
Pretty fine, pretty fine.
Good.
My first time around town, just kind of trying to get the feel of the place, you know. Make some new friends.
Gotcha. I think I might be full up on friends, but...
Oh, well, that is quite a shame.
Yeah, sometimes. But, appreciate the L's.
Of course. Always willing to buy a drink for a man in uniform.
Wow. That brings the brand of generosity.
Family members of mine served in various things, so I try to be respectful when I can.
I mean, after the Great War, I think almost everyone served in there. Okay. Well, we do appreciate it.
Of course.
We're just kind of humbled and bored guards. I don't think we have any too much of any stories to tell you.
Oh, well, that is a shame. I do love a good story. The town seems a little on edge. Did something happen here recently?
Kind of looks to the other one who is still listening. So again, it's really this movements that are just kind of more mechanical versus actually.
And so is he at a separate table, or
you're basically to his back.
Okay.
And so the other one you can actually just see.
So I'm like basically talking over top of him
Exactly.
to talk to the other guy.
It's like, no, don't know anything. Why they're on edge? I guess maybe they're afraid of armored men.
Oh, well. I wear this one for a particular reason, if I'll be honest. And I kind of pull the gauntlet off, and the two middle fingers on my left hand are missing, but the glove acts like it's a whole hand.
Exactly.
I got a little bit skittish after I lost these, so I wear it almost everywhere.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, particular set of talents.
Well, I don't think we need any guards, so I mean...
Oh. Well, alright then. You looking to upgrade your equipment by any chance?
Nah, sword works just fine. And then immediately echoed, yeah, sword works just fine.
Oh.
To the man whose back is to you.
Well, that's a hell of a way to start a conversation, friend.
Yeah.
That sounded an awful lot like a threat.
No, of course not. Well, you know, swords start and end conversations.
They do.
Just making small talk.
Indeed. Well then, I suppose I will leave you two to your beverages for now.
Yeah,
Have a nice rest of your day.
appreciate it. Cheers.
Walk back over to the bar and well, there's a couple of fucking arseholes. I don't yell that, but I say it in about the same volume I said it just now.
Perfect.
But definitely to them, not,
It's great if there's a piano playing and then it
Right.
stops, you say it, and it's like...
Well, guess I'm getting that by a fight after all. Down the beer, throw mine down. But, I mean, if they don't hear it and react to it, then I'm just going to... I'm not getting a damn thing out of them. Something's going on in here. Because the one with his back to me, he was definitely straining to catch every word. Something's not right.
Yeah, I could tell too. He did seem a little on edge from what I could see.
And them standing outside the door like that watching us. A little place like this shouldn't be so suspicious of strangers.
Well, they do have a very... Well, man, I'm tripping on the words. They have a high-risk prisoner here, so...
You think you'd want people to know so they could keep an eye out, but keep an awful tight about it. But I guess you don't want the word to get out to any unsavory characters, as it were.
Yeah.
So what do we do, boys? What's the plan? We sit here, have a couple drinks, start a fight, or do we wait until the evening crowd comes in? We've got 3 days. We don't have to kick it all off right now.
But we might need more time to get you in or out.
Well, that's true. So what you said is a little after 2?
Mm-hmm.
How about this? We take a couple hours, figure out where the roads around town are, leading in, leading out, ask around about the police wagons, the guard wagons, what gate they usually leave by or some such. Then, when it's around sundown, the people are starting to all come in to drink, we come on back here, and if we still haven't gotten anything promising, we go with our original plan of punching me in the face and sending me to jail. How about that? Or I'll punch somebody in the face. That works for me.
Seems good.
Good thing I don't have the other armor on. I'll take his head off.
Alright.
But off we go then.
All right. So would you try to find basically like a little inn or something to stay at? Or
Yeah, I
just-
guess we shouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
So
Something simple, quiet, out of the way.
perfect. So you know that this saloon doubles as an inn in its own right, but that might be too close. There's at least another 2 or 3 inns there around this little spot for those who waywardly traveling through. I think.
Somewhere dingy, like the Motel 6 of inns.
Red roof.
Oh yeah, the Red Roof Inn. Oh boy.
So there's one inn that's at the furthest, one of like the furthest buildings northern. There's an inn there. There's one that's closer to the southern end, and then there's just southern end. And then there's just one that's in the middle. That's the road that you walk to get into town, and that's on the eastern road. And that shares the same quadrant as the saloon that you just left.
So do we just find that out from somebody, or do we go
Yeah,
look
I would
over?
say that you can find that out, or you can walk around and look.
You
Either
want
way.
to split up, check them out, and come back and report what we find? Be faster that way.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I will take the one at the southern end.
Okay. Southern end will put you it's one of the furthest points of the town. It doesn't really give you a vantage point. It's just cheaper, and just for those who are coming in and out for the most part. Those who went to basically the middle one, the western or the eastern street, that one has a good eye where basically you can look at the saloon. You can see the doors to the saloon because it just kind of sticks out a little bit, so you can go further. It's basically one of the furthest hallways, windows, kind of shows the entrance of the saloon. But the furthest north in, you actually see a straight shot to at least the carts, the one carriage, the horses, and then you can see the Peacekeepers building. Of course, because it sticks out, it still obscures where the jail is, but you know exactly the location of the jail.
Probably should take that one.
Yeah. That one. that one would.
That works.
That one would be good.
Okay. All right. So as you go there, just no fuss, no muss. The clerk there just takes how many. He basically asks, like, how many nights are you staying?
Well, I guess it would be 3.
Yeah, tonight, 2 more.
3. I have a room for 3 silver. That'll be fine for you.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, perfect. Just like lazily kind of throws a key that kind of bounces in this lens on the thing.
All right. I grab it.
And then in luck, it is the second floor, which gives you the best vantage point. And so you think that it's one of the furthest corners of the room, so you wouldn't be able to see it from your room, but if you go into the hallway, there's a window that you can actually look into, or look out of, and then basically sees the corner, carriage, horses, and so forth. This is like the back of the Peacekeepers building. And so at this point, did you want to just basically, you're staking out? And so like, what is this, how many hours are you going to let pass?
I feel like we should wait till like right before sundown.
Okay.
That's usually around the time, like right at dusk.
Okay.
People start coming in and away from their jobs to start. That'll be when it's the most crowded, I imagine.
I'd say that, okay, while waiting, every once in a while you do see the guards that they can leave from the saloons. You just catch them basically going into the Peacekeeper's office, and then just see immediately 2 other guards kind of leaving there to go back to where basically the direction of the saloon.
2 different ones?
Correct, 2 different ones. I would say that you've seen them before stepping in. If you're looking as well, you can see that there are 2 guards. One is the one that was in the back room, and the other one was just one of the other guys that were up front with this Peacekeeper.
Okay.
Can you tell us that?
Yeah, I'll let you know. Like, hey, I saw those two.
It's weird that they're constantly cycling. You think they're just going on breaks, or do you think they're keeping an eye on the saloon?
And then lastly, right before dusk, you catch two guards that you haven't seen before. And they, just by the way that they're leaving, they don't think that it probably came out of the peacekeeper's office. They probably come from a different location, but at least in that area, that they just kind of beeline towards, kind of meeting up with whatever those guards are.
Same uniforms?
Correct, absolutely the same uniforms.
So like a back door.
I would say that you think that they probably came out of the jail itself.
All right.
And so then after a while, as a blue kind of washes over, the pink sunset gives way to a blue, as orange lights kind of start lighting up and people kind of lighting inside their buildings and setting out street lamps and kind of lighting those up as well, until it's just there. You can hear, while the streets weren't completely empty, and I won't say it's not full, but just the difference of just raised voices, you can tell that at least more people are active right now, going about whatever they need to do before their night's end kind of thing.
I'm going to take, so a short rest is an hour, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to take a short rest if possible.
All right.
And I'm going to swap my armor from the Infiltrator set to the Guardian set.
Okay.
It just says when you finish a short rest, as long as you have your tools, you can do that. And then, basically, I want to. How big are thieves' tools? Like, what is a set of thieves' tools?
I think basically, you think of like your lock pit set, probably like
Pliers, small scissors.
Like maybe a handheld crowbar, a pry bar.
Do you think that would be stowable inside armor?
I would say if you had like pouches and stuff, like you probably keep
Okay. So while I'm working on that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure my thieves' tools are stowed inside the armor,
Okay.
and then, put it back on and reactivate it.
Okay, perfect.
That will be easier for me to get out.
Yeah.
And they can't. As long as I'm alive, the armor cannot be removed from me without my consent.
Okay. So what's the plan now?
Well, are we gonna go start a fight? Maybe not all of us should go.
Yeah, maybe not.
So we
I'm also
might
going to
all
leave
get
my
thrown in.
crossbow in the room. Be like, if things go really wrong, you'll have a vantage point on the jail from here, so I'm going to leave this one.
All right.
Got a long
Go
bow.
have fun.
Who's gonna go?
I mean, I still want to do this the not violent way, but I don't know. It seems like it'd almost be easy to get thrown in jail.
Much easier.
You should definitely stay outside because it'd be easy for you to get in the building while I'm causing the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
What are the buildings near the jail? You said it's connected to other buildings?
Correct. The jail is connected to the Peacekeepers building.
Right.
You think that the building right next to it might be some type of treasury.
Are the roofs flat or sloped? Like what?
So the jail cell or the jail room, the jail building has a flat roof. You can tell. The Peacekeepers has a slope on just like one side towards the little like cul-de-sac area. And same with the bank, so they kind of match in some aspects.
So if you can get on the roof and I'm breaking out, then you can swing in while they're distracted with me and talk to him. And then we just run like hell.
Sounds good.
I'll go with you to the bar.
All right. The two of us together, I think, can start a pretty good ruckus.
Okay.
It's been a while. This ought to be fun.
Alright. So walking into back into the bar, something is playing that sounds like the love child of a harpsichord and a piano. Really strange melodic tune. Someone just comes playing it, and people kind of laugh as the person plays what seems impeccably, but some of the other bar patrons are kind of like, oh, yeah, messed up that one, and just kind of playing the piano, kind of laughing at them, but just kind of still happily just playing a song or so forth. Yes, it seems like there's a lot more people. It's almost like just doubled itself, so it's probably around like 20, well, more than that, was like 28 people, just kind of talking and whatever reasons for the conversations they're having at the table. There are still you can see that there's still at least 3 guards that are in here.
Is it the same ones as before?
No, these are probably cycled through. So these are the last 3 that were just out and about.
Okay. Because they'd be real suspicious. If it was the same 3, I'd be like, what are they doing now? And then we just start a bar fight.
Yeah, no.
Well, what do you like to drink? Do you even drink?
No.
Oh.
I'll take ale.
Oh, fair enough. I'm going to ask the bartender, what's the strongest thing you've got?
Got some dusty whiskey.
All right, then. I'll take 4 shots.
Ooh, it's gonna put you in the dust.
Will it now?
Yeah, maybe.
Challenge I'd like to take.
Oh, your funeral.
Maybe.
So he kind of goes down. You see this really gaunt man, almost drained of blood, just standing there. He has a long, top hat.
I just got the worst deja vu. I've heard you say those words before, and that's freaking me out a little bit.
So the minute he talks about that, he kind of just kind of perks up.
That's the Undertaker.
It's
gotta be.
He just kind of goes and pulls out what is a bottle that is. It's dusty. It's just a clear liquid kind of sloshes around in there. All right. And just kind of pours a little bit. Yeah, that's nice enough.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, all right. Well, here you go.
How much does that run me?
It's fine. You can. That one's on the house.
Oh, thank you, friend. And I just.
All right, give me a Constitution save.
Hell yeah! I got a 15 in Constitution.
You've done that once and rolled a 2 last time.
Shut your face hole. Okay.
Yeah,
you call that cock?
That's crooked. It got stuck in his
There's
book.
a beautiful dice tray that I've made.
That I can't see.
Why do you have it so far away from me?
Gavin's fault. Okay, that is a 19 plus 6.
Okay. It's a nice dry whiskey. I almost think of someone who's dipped their hand in water but has a handful of sandflake punch you in the mouth. It's just a rush of different feelings. It just feels as if your tongue is just sandpaper before the saliva goes, oh yeah, we have a job to do. The salivary glands kind of kick back in.
Well, that is something.
Yeah. No one really drinks it.
How much is the rest of the bottle?
Oh no, I can't do that. I think I legally can't sell you those bottles.
Oh, why not?
I don't want you to die.
I'm not gonna die.
The bartender, the gaunt man's like, let him try. No,
Oh, you must be the coffin builder, eh?
some may call me that.
Well, you might have a new customer by the end of the night, eh?
Oh, beautiful.
I fucking love this guy. Okay, send him a drink too. Probably not this. He probably doesn't want this.
Thank the gods. Alright, yes, he just gives you just an ale.
Well, I was talking about the Undertaker, but
I'm
yeah,
not
him
that stupid.
to drink anything.
No, I'm okay, thank you. I have my tea.
Oh,
Helps you live longer.
yeah, fair enough. But I do want him to have an ale as well.
Okay, perfect. So you answer your ale. It's on the house. This is very interesting, so you can have it.
Oh, well, he can have free ale, but I can't have a bowl, and I'm willing to pay for it. Come on now.
No?
Can I have one more drink then?
Yes, I'll give you one more drink.
Now we're talking.
That much?
Yep, sure.
Okay. You can give me maybe 3 coppers. That's fine. I'm
3 coppers.
very surprised you.
I'll hand him another silver.
Much obliged. And puts a chick in his
So,
things.
what, the guards are over in the corner?
Correct. The guards basically have taken up the same residence that they did before.
I'll just walk over and just throw my drink at them.
Okay.
What the fuck? You're not supposed to get arrested.
Jump starting the whole plan.
Don't do that.
He said he did.
I had a plan. Oh, God.
You're so slow with your plans.
Yeah, you gotta be methodical.
Sometimes you just gotta get in there.
That's right. So I see him do that, I'm like, oh, fucking all right. And just nearest person, just deck him right in the mouth.
So, You watch the guards and all three stand up with as they push away from their table and stand up and it's like, do we have a problem? One man is like trembling with rage as he's holding on to the pommel of his sword. You just give me good old attack. Yes, you just punch the guy.
The dude with the hat. Poor guy.
No, I wouldn't hit the Undertaker. 12.
Okay. So I would say that there is a.
Would I have my proficiency bonus to that?
To punching a person? I mean, the man's hit. I don't know. If
Okay, then that's fine. I don't want to kill the poor bastard. I mean, if I wanted to, I could add thunder damage to this attack. Boom! Yeah, I could add 1d8 thunder damage.
No one fights; they just run.
He's not that drunk, right?
So the guy that you hit, it was just an average man.
I know. I feel bad.
Just kind of laughing about whatever the day he brought.
Steel fist meets.
And I'd like to think in his framing, there's like a smile and just nothing, just knuckles, kind of replace where he stands. Have you ever seen a soccer ball hit a person? Everything kind of moves.
Yes.
He figures out. Even his drink is still there as he just throws it. And then, I mean, this guy is crumpled.
I feel so bad.
Let me see if he's still awake.
I wanted to do this next.
So he kind of spins and kind of catches his elbow on the stool as it kind of falls on him, and he's just looking on the floor. Why?
Bellow and go to find somebody else.
Okay. The Undertaker, as we probably figured out, has just this big grin on his face as he's just looking at his weird knuckles. Is just kind of.
I know where you got this Undertaker character from, but we'll table it for later.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I think I do.
So these guards, again, one kind of speaking through his teeth, is, do we have a problem, friend?
I'm gonna just toss the cup at him.
Okay.
It's like not hard, just like right towards his face.
Okay. And so the one that got hit by the cup doesn't do anything. The one that's furious was already hearing the noise of a shh, and just pulling his sword out. I would like you to give me deception, though.
Damn, bro.
Deception.
Okay. So the sheepish grin of just pure mischief. They don't know what you're up to, but they're not too sure if it's
a good idea
just to fight them. So the one that's speaking through his teeth just kind of finds purchase on the pommel and just kind of slams it down. The other one is still kind of just looking as he's just kind of seeing what's coming next. His hands are on his belt, not his sword itself. Kind of a, you spilled your drink, friend. The other one's like, yes, you spilled it. We have, let's just go back to the captain. Even as they're starting to kind of walk past you, they don't give an F about this man who's on the floor looking at you.
But they're still just walking out?
Yeah, they're walking out.
Well, that's fucking unacceptable.
I'm gonna try and grab one at the chance I can.
A mug does hit you in the head. The person rolled a nat 20. Just like, yeah! Why'd you hit Trevor?
So I kind of nod my head and my helmet unfolds from my armor and closes over my face.
Okay. So you will take... So you only take 3 bludgeoning as this thing kind of hits off of you.
We'd say we were at full health, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I took that 4 whatever.
Good. It's 4 bludgeoning.
Oh, well, that puts me... Okay. I didn't even need to erase that number. It was 40, because I had taken 4 damage earlier. Never mind. We're good. We're fine.
Okay. So yes, and they just start moving.
Is that bad? I just heard Motorhead start playing in my head. Just da-da-da-da-da-da.
So as they're walking, what are you planning to do to them?
I was gonna try and sling one towards him.
Okay.
It's like...
You can try that. That's fine. I was just going to pick up the bottle of whiskey and throw it at the whole group.
All right. So give me a strength contest.
8.
I just realized my armor class is not that good.
And then you throw a bottle.
Yeah, I grab the whiskey bottle and just like pour some. Fuck it, never mind. I have my helmet on. I just grab the half full bottle and sling it at the whole group of guards.
The bartender's just going, "Oh no!" as you're kind of throwing it. So just give me just regular attack roll.
Strength or dexterity for a thrown object?
Dex.
Maybe Dex.
Shite. 19?
Okay. Yes. Hits the guard. Two pull their swords, or at least one pulls a sword. The other one kind of nods the other one just to leave. Then you have this other guard where you kind of just grab him and just kind of flings him in your direction. As the other one just kind of moves towards just to get the captain, kind of thing.
So now there's a guard coming at me, or just being thrown at me?
I would say that he's kind of almost in a sloppy kind of dance, like he twirls someone and just kind of let them go.
Okay, then I'm just gonna like step forward and just like Sparta kick him in the chest as he's coming towards me.
All right. So give me this attack roll.
14?
Okay. 14 will connect with him.
Okay. I'm assuming that's strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what would that be for damage?
It's technically unarmed.
Okay, so a D4?
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Because it's plus the strength, right?
Okay. So he connects with them in the chest as he kind of lets go of some air. The other guard is already just out the door. Probably going to just meet up with whoever. So after a while, the bar fight just seems to be not as hopping more than some people just like, I remember when you stole my chicken. You didn't have a chicken because you stole it. Kind of punching someone, and it's almost as if people are trying to air out grievances amongst it. Not too much of like a yeah.
Where's the guy that threw the mug at my head?
The mug head, he's in the back.
Okay, I pick up a stool and just huck it.
Okay, give me an attack. Hey, Quincy, at this point, what would you win?
17. Not 17, 14, because it's not strength.
He's a man not wearing any.
Yeah, I would say
We were probably trying to get up either on top of the roof, some way, shape, or form, either by jumping or.
yeah, I was about to say you
not
can.
even that. I could probably grow my size up.
Yeah, I was
I'll
thinking
go to
that as
10s,
well.
Stretch my arms up,
Get up there.
jump real quick, pull myself up. In the meantime, as I'm pulling myself up, I'll decrease back down.
How tall is this building?
It's 2 stories.
It's 2 stories, so the building itself is about 30 feet.
I gotta get a running start.
Just for me.
The window's lip is probably within maybe about 25. The lip of the window.
Okay, and naturally there are bars on those windows, so I'm gonna be aiming for the roof then. All right, shock putting. Didn't I call this last session? That I was
That's what's going to happen?
Yeah, that I was going to.
In every party that has a halfling and some kind of like over 6 foot race, the halfling gets thrown. It just happens.
If it's small, yeah, halfling dwarf.
Throw me.
What we do is we take a kobold, we put a backpack full of oil, caltrops, and ball bearings on it, stick a fuse in it, and just
yank! So, give me a strength check. You're going to have to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Don't worry, I'm good at those.
Are you? It
Hey.
doesn't look like it.
Well, I don't have any negatives, so. Oh no.
Oh no! What was that, Trey?
What did you get, Trey? I just want to know.
I got 3.
I got a 1.
So he hits the wall 10 feet up and just.
The wall, you say. So,
Am I done?
Trying to over the building.
Fail the opposite way.
So as you're kind of looking at this, you're kind of judging it. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. And you're kind of backing up to get a nice little start of throwing him, and then you can clearly hear someone across the street at a diagonal kind of say, "There's a bar fight!" And you're like, "What?" And you just throw it. Into the wall. No, doing that. Into the door.
Bowl him out the door? Oh no!
Knock, knock.
Oh god! Knock, knock, open up the door!
You You hit the door, and then there's just like a rattle to the door. You can kind of hear just a little bit like, huh? Within muffled because there's someone within maybe these hallways and so forth, and then you could kind of dust yourself off, but you're not sure if that was considered a knock or not. So I might open the door soon.
Just a loud thunk.
All right.
Since I quickly realized that throw was not good, I'm gonna dash toward Quincy, pick him up, and hold him over the door. That way he could strike anyone that that he might be able to see that pokes their head out.
Oh no, we're gonna, what? It's like, I don't think we should be attacking guards.
We literally just knocked on the front door, basically.
Well, y'all didn't go to the guard building or the jail building, did you? Which building were you trying to throw?
The jail building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is about to be like...
Subtle.
Well, we picked this up.
So
I was aiming for the roof.
All right, look, we're much closer now. Just throw me.
Oh yeah, I'll do that
How
too.
is this is like the most unsuccessful bar fight ever. This is the first time I've ever intentionally tried to start one.
So if you're just gonna kind of toss them up, give them another strength, and I just need you Dexterity to try to grab the ledge.
All right.
No different dice for this one.
This is gonna look too obvious. We're just
You did take 8 bludgeoning.
okay. That's another 6. Well,
Alright. That's a 22.
Okay. So you're thrown up, but you miss the roof.
okay.
So you kind of start sliding down. So just give me a quick dexterity save because the only thing you can probably grab onto would be a windowsill.
All right. 2.
I'm quickly trying to make a recovery in case he falls.
Someone opens the door. And
You can kind of hear from behind you someone just arguing with someone who has more of an authoritative. So this is probably the guard that's now leaving. Someone's just going to stop and start talking to him. So you kind of catch him and then just kind of throw him up. So yeah, just another strength.
Do I need to get those with dexterity?
Hey, I'll see how this goes. Alright, this is a 14.
Got 12.
Okay. A 12 is good enough for you to actually at least grab onto the lip of the windowsill.
All right.
I'm just gonna hold it there.
All right. I also want to kind of just lift myself up a little bit to see through the window.
Okay. The minute you lift up, there's a minute a person staring straight at you.
I'm like, hello.
You say, what are you doing here?
I was like, what's your name?
Oh, well, my name's Clem.
Wrong cell.
Hey, Clem, is there anyone else in the cells with you?
Oh, no, what? No, I'm by myself.
What about one of the other cells?
Well, man, it's empty. Sometimes you hear the ghost whistling.
The ghost whistling?
Yeah, there's a ghost in the corridors at night just whistling a creepy song.
We're taking
Also,
Clem with us.
well, what does it sound like the whispering's coming, or the singing, sorry, or whistling?
I don't know, maybe downstairs, maybe in the basement, but there's not supposed to be any cells anymore in the basement.
Oh.
I need a shovel.
All right. I was like, thank you, Clem. I lower myself back down. I'm like, come on, catch me. We got a new thing we got to do.
Grab the shovels.
Window fairy.
Bye.
Window fairy. Oh my god.
Here comes shambling off.
Did you put your mask on before all this, Trey?
After he catches me, I'm like,
Throw it back up. You didn't see me.
Throw him back up. Say, Clem. Yeah.
No witnesses.
poor Clem.
So as you're kind of caught, you can start hearing someone is actually aggressively walking towards doors.
Aggressively.
And you kind of start hearing the door handle being as if they're under the door.
Time to go.
Okay, am I still in front of the door waiting to catch
Yeah, so
Clem?
you said you caught him already.
Okay.
All right.
Any noticeable places that we could hide a 7'1.5" giant?
I say,
Run like hell.
let's just pretend we're casually walking by, you know?
Yeah,
We're just strolling.
We're strolling. A 7 p.m. nightly stroll by the jail.
Be suspicious. All right, so give me deception or stealth. If you're going to sneak, but if you're just going to try to be nonchalant, then yeah, just give me.
Deception.
Yeah, I'll do a deception roll.
Oh boy.
My deception's a 15. I'm just strolling.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Okay.
Probably jail strolling.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you strolling, or is he holding you and you're walking? While he's just holding you up here.
That is a good
You
question.
see, every time Quincy takes a step, he moves his hand to be under his foot. So he,
It's like when you put a dog in, or about to put him in a bathtub and they just immediately start
yeah.
I wonder if I have like a spare robe. I could just like swaddle you up like I'm like taking my child out at night, just like me.
So you've passed your deception.
I will say that I did, like, after, as soon as he caught me, I jumped back down and just pretended to walk.
Okay. So as you're walking, the guard that's kind of dealing with whatever that just immediately kind of just beelines towards it, walking past almost as if he doesn't even see you, but immediately starts like looking at Finn as he's walking. It's like, can I help you?
Yeah.
I'll say, is he looking in my direction at all?
He's looking straight at Finn.
Okay, can Finn still see me from behind him?
Mm-hmm.
I turn around and I just like I just move my like bar fight.
I was going headed toward the bar, but apparently there was a bar fight, and I'm not trying to get into that kind of trouble.
No, there's just a couple of idiots doing some buffoonery. Just getting it down. He's kind of, well, you have any other reason here?
Nah, I was just trying to make it back to my inn, sir.
Yeah, well, you have a good night. And he just runs in hastily and starts hearing
Buffoonery? Guess it's time to pull the gun out. We're gonna make this a Virginia bar fight.
Smash cut to a man taking a bar stool flat. The one that threw the mug, and then laying on the floor said bar stool as a crown on him. Just kind of. As you're victorious, you feel a limp and it's kind of like, and the guy just like smacks your helmet and face like.
Who?
Some other guy who didn't like you hitting his friend at the bar.
So I just wheel
random drunk.
Yeah.
Can I just like clap him on both sides of the head?
You can. I'll do Constitution because that could. Oh, he rolled a 1. Go ahead.
So what? Just roll?
Yeah, just roll just a regular attack.
Give it another 1.
Is that?
That's a
No, it's definitely a 7.
Yeah.
So plus strength or plus?
Yes, yeah.
And 10.
Yeah, that hurt.
Just
Yeah, he just drops, just crumples, just come up.
yes.
Who's
next?
After a while, there are what seems to be the guards and then the peacekeeper. The peacekeeper is coming out, and he has what seems to be the town's guards that kind of pour out, and they're the ones that come in. The peacekeepers are just kind of, the guards that seem to be the escorts are just kind of against the door watching, and then immediately the peacekeeper just steps and is like, "Oh, the gods, what is going on in here?"
Well, what's it look like?
Then someone smacks you again. These people don't
I just
care.
like hook foot on. Is he on the ground?
No, it's another person. Yeah.
Did I just turn and sidekick that guy?
Confound it! Everyone just stop. Where's mine? And he kind of looks around and he grabs what looks like a stone and yells in it, and it basically does thaumaturgy. I'm telling you, everyone calm down or everyone's going to be arrested. Oh, what's gotten into all of you?
Well, whiskey.
All right. Okay. I'm going to put you boys under arrest.
No. I act like I'm drunk, like I start kind of swaying on my feet, like, well, at least it's a warm place to sleep for the night.
I should just put you out in the stables. Come with me.
Stables stink. Horses stink.
Everyone out. Oh, shit. I don't care. Everyone out. It's too early in the evening for this kind of nonsense. So he starts like ushering people to leave. As he takes both of you, because you're both people you don't know, a stray mug does hit you. He's like, who threw that? And it's completely quiet.
I just, as he's like saying that, he turns and I'm just holding my pistol out. That's what I thought.
The Undertaker is standing happily from his table just watching. He's like, enough with you two there, vulture. Staring at people.
I turn and like stage whisper to the camera, like, he's a creepy old bastard, ain't he?
Everyone out.
Okay.
Undertaker kind of like moves without stepping, kind of like sliding across the floor. Everyone, let's go. And so he just kind of like, he puts on shackles, face forward, like, if this is what you wanted, then congratulations. You come to my city and town just to cause trouble. Hope you feel happy about that.
What?
Just to let you know, if anybody was seriously injured, you'd be hanging from the gallows.
That would be unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
I had the gun, I wasn't trying to kill nobody, just having a bit of fun. What are you pointing at?
I'm in real life, out of game.
Oh, hell no!
Leave him be.
I mean, it's just a wolf spider. If it was a jumping spider, I'd be more concerned.
Story. Someone's like killing.
Somebody say Martha.
So as he's leading you, the two guards are city guards. The other ones kind of break off and just kind of watch as you are taken towards the jail itself. He's like, now there will be a fine for this, so about 50 gold. When you're sobered up. So then just goes in, and when the minute he touches the door handle, the door is yanked open by one of the escort guards. He's like,
I'll surrender.
Calm down. You guys act as if we're in war. Excuse me. Kind of pushes him and kind of leads him. As he steps, you see that the way that it's set up is that it's just basically a corridor of bars. You're looking at a bar goes. If you look to your right, there's this ominous black door. And then there's just stairwell that probably leads up to the upper floor. We say, well, here you go. Here's your beautiful inn for the night. Both of you's in.
This isn't the black door? This is somewhere else?
Yeah, this is just like, the minute he walks in, there's just like the bars, and then there's a desk where there's what seems to be a female half-elf just kind of just doing paperwork, just kind of looking at everybody, squinted. And he's like, yep, we got two more there, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Just open the door. Like, there you go.
My mother used to make bread with rosemary.
Since that's her name, and you are outsiders of a savage intent, that doesn't come off as she used to make rosemary bread, as in the beautiful herb. This poor half-elf girl thinks that there are people baked in your mother's bread named Rosemary.
Fuck it.
So wait, did we go through the black door, or this is into the jail?
The minute you just step in, it's just a wall of like cells.
Okay, so we're going into the cell right now.
Correct. The black door seems to be at the end of the hallway.
So I would assume maybe me and Finn had saw them get escorted in there.
What do we do now, boss?
Well,
Did you take the shackles off of us?
Yes, we went out and took the shackles off.
Oh, wonderful.
I was like, well, I guess
So
we
the
should.
secretary can see us?
Yeah, she can see you.
He didn't like take my weapons or anything?
I would say that everything's taken off of you.
Everything except what I stashed.
Yeah.
In your armor.
So the thieves' tools and, well, the fact that the gauntlets themselves do a d8 of thunder damage. For the record, I could have been pulping people across the floor, and I didn't!
Seeing that someone has an armor class of 10, I think sneezing could have pulled a person.
Armor class is only 14.
And so, yes, he just kind of locks the door, and then he just looks at Rosemary's like, now, if you feel uncomfortable, we can get one of these other boys in here. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Right. I'm not gonna do anything to her. What is it, because I'm an orc?
No, it's because you started a fight,
With men?
and your mother makes rosemary bread.
It's an herb, it grows in the garden. What?
Sure it does.
Have you never seen rosemary before?
Do you not know what a graveyard's called?
No.
Corpse garden.
In what fucking universe?
This one.
Oh.
Have yourself a good night. He walks out, leaving you there. The minute that he closes the door, it kind of just causes even her to kind of start. It's this ominous, weird, kind of just echoing through. She kind of looks over and then just pretends like she doesn't hear it as she just reads some kind of book.
Miss Rosemary, why is there whistling? Who's whistling? Come on. I'm not going to break you into bread.
Can we see Clem from here?
You can't. Clem is upstairs.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a message to him and be like, alright, so I've got to get thieves' tools out of my armor, we can be out here lickety-split, but I don't want to hurt this one.
What do you think about that black door?
Oh, that's definitely, it's either there or somewhere hidden, but we should check that door first.
Yeah. Maybe we should wait and see how, do they stay all night or what they do?
They might have a guard change, some such.
I can Misty step out of here.
Oh, well, I've got heat metal, thieves' tools, and if it comes down to it, thunder. So, whichever way you want to do this. Is Misty Step flashy?
Maybe a little.
Okay, maybe the thieves' tools first then. So I'm just going to kind of like pull back my chest plate and just kind of like wriggle this little oilcloth wrapped bundle.
You're going to do this while she's sitting.
No, I'm going to go in like the back corner and just like act like I'm kind of curled. Sorry. In my head I was picturing it, but I didn't say it.
I'll say that even sitting down, you think Rosemary's probably like 5'2". So you two giant men having to duck under to get into this thing. One who's possibly a cannibal. So well, technically it's not her. It's not his race, but an orc who's probably even like grinning and just saying, "My mother bakes rosemary and bread." Like, oh, this is,
Hey, I still have my helmet on.
this is the night I die, huh?
She's trying her best to pretend that we're not there.
And so then you didn't like whisper. Hey. And then message you can whisper, can't you?
Well, message it doesn't. Nobody can hear it but the intended target.
And so then, but I guess kind of talking, and then you turn around. So there's no. That's even creepier because just like
complete stone silence, and then
you're just like, "Hey, Rosemary." And then you just turn around to the corner.
I asked about the whistling, and she didn't answer. That's not my fault.
Just complete silence, and then just go.
It all works in our favor.
And so yeah, so she's just again just kind of reading her book, letting her guard down just enough to some aspects. The door opens up as one of the guards kind of steps in. That even kind of scares her. She looks at him. I think just kind of looks and then looks at her. And then looks at you two, and then just kind of goes back into probably the Peacekeepers building. So what you want to do at this point, and what are you two formulating?
How's that?
I think after we saw them go in, we probably need to check the windows again to figure out where they are.
Yeah, let's figure out what cell they're in.
Okay.
And do we go? I guess we go around. Are they like on the first floor? Do we find them there, or?
If you
they were on the first floor.
They're on the first floor.
Okay.
Even if you would probably have to like
We
peek in to see.
probably have to go. You said it's like L shape, right? So we probably have to like walk around or something like that.
So I'd say, well, yes, if you walk around, there are high windows that you can probably look in each window to find, see where your
Boss, climb up.
Alright, lift me.
Just doing the whole like a submarine in the water, just like.
So about maybe the center, the minute you're just kind of holding them, just kind of running along the line. After a while, you do see them, just kind of again running the thing. And whatever would you be doing at this point?
I was just waiting.
Okay. Calmly wait. Again, outside looking in, she's just like, I don't trust them, and he's just calmly standing there, just like, oh, I promise, if I get out of this alive, I'll do everything I can to be a good person. And so you do see them. Well, you can see him. You can't see you because you're kind of off to the corner.
Okay. I kind of like. I'm like, hey.
So I'm just gonna like have the bundle and just like kind of rig my arm back and just cast message again. Just, hey boss, our distraction worked pretty well, eh?
Yeah, I was like, we spoke to Clem.
Oh, who's there? Who's playing?
The drunkard up in the top set.
What did he say?
He said he's been hearing whistling.
Oh, yeah, we heard the whistling.
Oh, you have too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said it sounds like it's coming from some basement, but he said he hasn't heard of any jail cells in the basement.
Well, they've got this funky black door in here down at the end of the hallway. I don't know if it's a basement.
Well, I was like, if you didn't see him in any other jail cells, it could be where he's at.
No one here.
Well, there's a secretary in here, and there's guards on the other side. But I think we can get out of here without causing too much of a ruckus. We might be able to talk to the guy without you having to come in here at all.
Oh.
But if all else fails, I'll blow a hole in the side of the building, and then you can scamper in while everybody's distracted.
All right. I'll be waiting for the explosion or for you to come out with information.
Waiting for the signal.
Because you could misty step through the window, couldn't you? Like, you don't have to. It's just somewhere you can see, right?
You can just be like, well, he's about to blow that up. Let me go ahead and get out of here.
Right. So that way there's only one of us running like hell. Okay, alright. Well, we need something. What other spells do you have? Oh, he down the wall now.
Don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him. Okay.
Colin likes sliders.
Well,
He's a cool dude.
You are not closer to the spider. I am. And I do not like it.
If it's still there, I'll take it out. Because, I mean, it's not going to bite you.
I'm glad you asked. I'm gonna cast. Can I cast Charm Person on her? She's within 30 feet.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So she's gonna be Wisdom saving throw. This is increase. And my save DC is.
She rolled a 17.
12. To stop.
Well, I mean, yeah, because she's half elf, and I think she has Fey ancestry, so she would have had advantage, so I don't know what that would be.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What happens if she saves on it?
Yeah, well, she passes them.
Okay.
What happens then?
I think it just doesn't work.
Does the spell know? Someone say that the person would know that they're trying to be charmed.
I think
Okay. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the end of the spell ends or if you do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature it doesn't really say what happens if it fails.
Okay.
It just doesn't work.
So I would say that I'll wash of like just chords of nostalgia, and she kind of just shakes it off, kind of contributing to sleep, and then just kind of goes back to this kind of reading. Kind of gives herself a little stretch, and then just he's kind of looking up to make sure no one's gotten closer to her. And then he's reading.
So,
Didn't work.
alright. Well, guess we do this the old-fashioned way then.
Just try to be quiet.
Right. So I'm gonna take the rag and wrap the outsides of the tools in it and kind of bundle it up against the lock and just kind of reach around and.
I'll whistle. While he's doing it.
Well, don't whistle because she might look up at you.
Just stand there and make sense.
Do you have thaumaturgy by any chance?
I have Druidcraft. I don't know what I can do with that.
Because I can tap an object and make it do. I have Mage Hand. Wait a minute. What can I do with Mage Hand? What loose objects are around the room, Colin?
Within a line of sight, there's the papers, the ink, the inkwell, the respective pen. She has 2 books that she's reading, and then that's probably about it. She doesn't seem to have any keys.
I wonder. Okay, so you can see Mage Hand. It's not like Unseen Servant. So the question is, does she know what Mage Hand looks like, or would she think it's a ghost? That's a 50-50 shot that I'm not so sure I want to take. So what do you
Maybe
got?
we just try to be quiet.
Okay, let's try to be quiet.
I could
first.
do something, but it might make her run away.
Right, and then call the guard,
Yeah,
and then
it'll be
we're
much harder.
stuck pigs. Well, you can Misty step out the window, but. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try to as quietly and slowly as I can
Okay.
pick the lock.
So give me a sleight of hand.
Oh, hell. That's what?
Sleight of hand.
I know, but I didn't write it's Dex, because
Yes.
these sheets don't have like the little parentheses with the skill.
Oh, shoot.
3.
3. So as you're kind of playing around with it, there's a bit of a scrape of one of the sharper scribe-like tools. She kind of looks up.
I'm gonna just like cough, be like, sorry, I'm a snagged on my neck.
You coughing metal?
I mean, well, that would take a lot of explaining.
If you cause any trouble, I'm just gonna go get the peacekeeper.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble. And I apologise about the bread thing.
It's very insensitive and weird.
What? It's not my fault your parents named you after a plant that people used to cook with.
Because it used to grow in the garden when my parents were alive.
And that's me point. You put the herbs in bread.
I know.
Word association.
But you don't go, I love cats. My parents just put things in cats. No, just why would you even associate? I lost my place. Why would you even associate it with it? Just,
What book are you reading?
what does it matter? Give me a charisma.
I have a -1 to charisma. Why?
Because of that.
16.
16?
Oh, nice.
I'm just reading about treasure hunting.
Treasure hunting?
Yes.
Well, would you like to hear some real stories about treasure hunting?
Maybe one.
One story.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell her like a modified kind of romanticized version of the Swamp Temple story. Like a storybook.
I'd love to hear that.
And then like, is she making eye contact while
Yeah.
listening? Okay. Look, once we get relaxed. So yeah, just tell that real quick.
Okay. For most of the parts of the story, she still has her eyebrows kind of furrowed, just listening, and then just kind of only catching herself when she's trying to making sure that you're not doing anything, and just kind of going back to listen to the story. I'm trying to allow herself to. So give me a performance check.
Okay. Also, while I start telling the story, I'm just gonna kind of like lean against the bars like I'm propped, but have my hands down. No.
You're going to keep trying to go?
Not right now, but so I don't have to do a major position shift when it is time to do that. Look, I know I look like a big dumb brute. That's definitely cocked.
Yeah.
There's a dice tray.
I can't see the damn dice tray.
Then why'd you bring it to you? It's not a mountain.
It is 11 performance. Wait,
I must move
that's
mountains.
charisma, isn't it?
Yeah.
10.
Okay. So she does wander off a little bit, kind of paying attention to seeing that you're still in place, and then every once in a while looking to see if anything comes from out of the black door.
Interesting.
What's behind that door? You keep looking over there.
Is
Nothing.
that where the whistling comes from that we was hearing?
Maybe.
Is there any version of that we could insight that would be helpful?
You know that she obviously knows there's something behind the black door.
Is it a ghost? Is it haunted?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so there's a person back there.
I didn't say that either.
We heard whistling.
That's not what you said, dear. It's what you didn't say.
You're so clever.
I mean, I pride myself on being clever.
Let me go back to my book then.
Well, you have fun with that. I won't disturb your evening any further.
Alright, she's gonna go back to reading again.
Okay. So, I'm going to try again with the fuse tools.
Mm-hmm.
This time, oh damn, I don't have any oil. I don't know. I'm trying to think of sound dampening methods.
Okay.
What about a distracting sound?
Don't look while you make this sound.
Well,
I'll use
Also-
Druidcraft
Okay.
to
Also,
make a 5-foot square around here that smells really bad, like a skunk.
Oh my god, room.
Alright. So let's see.
we should both look completely relaxed and nonchalant. Like I'm just gonna kind of be resting like against the wall.
So the minute that you you just cast it. So, like her freckled nose kind of becomes creased. She's like, "Oh, you didn't."
What? Me? What? What's wrong? You're acting like something smells bad.
And so she's kind of like just kind of gets up and then just kind of walks out of the from behind her desk. Just kind of leaves the jail at this point.
Where did she go?
She just walked out.
Did she go out the door the guard came through, or a different
front door?
Oh. Okay.
Okay, time to be quick.
How many? Since we're not in initiative, how many actions can we?
Yeah, just flow into the initiative.
Okay.
What do you need to do?
I would like to Misty step out and then go invisible.
Okay.
You can go invisible.
I feel like
You didn't think that was pertinent? You didn't tell me you could do that. We didn't have to do any of this. No, but anyway.
We had to find out who's in here.
We'll find the keys first.
So I will look around.
Are they hanging on the wall?
Around, see if I see anything that's helpful, like keys. And I want to examine the black door.
Okay. When you go to the black door is locked. There are bars, and you can just feel, again, this almost like a sepulchral, just cold air that just blows like breathes out of it.
Hell.
Can I see him?
Because you're tall enough to look down, and they're just stairway that just kind of leads to just darkness and cold stone.
So it's like a... Okay.
There's like a ring door handle on it.
Oh, okay.
I could Misty step in,
Yeah, but could you get me out of here first?
but then I wouldn't be invisible. How am I going to get you out of here? I am going to look
the
out for
keys?
the keys.
You know.
Okay. Are you searching underneath, like behind her thing? There actually is like a set of keys, some old boots, and then just like seems like papers and rags and stuff.
Okay. All right, come on.
I'll take the keys over and hand
Yeah,
them to you.
I give them to me and I start testing keys.
Okay.
Now you go, do what you're gonna do.
And so kind of searching it. It's almost basically like the last key you try.
Of course it is.
That unlocks it with a very ominous. As it
Oh
unlocks itself.
shit!
And then just the door is now unlocked.
I'm just gonna like ease it open.
Okay. As you ease it, it seems like the door itself has its own type of idea, so it's still like a.
I knew we should have brought a flask of oil.
And so, about time you get probably just like past like your shoulder, what basically tumbles out is just a laughter, almost a cackle, a guffaw, just like, and it kind of just rolls up, just to meet you.
From where?
The black door.
The bottom of this, if you open the black door.
Okay, so the black door leads to stairs leading down.
Correct.
All right, I think we found
it.
it.
Won't work for the door.
Well, let's try. So I pull the keys out of that, go down there and start testing keys. Is there a black key?
Yeah, so they think, so you did open, wait, did you open the cell?
Yeah, but he just
Okay,
opened the
so-
cell.
To reverse that, the cell opens with no problem.
Okay, so
Exactly, but
Gotcha.
opening the black door, this is what you
that whole.
Exactly.
So now that we get it open, he chuckles. Whoever it
Yes.
is chuckles. And like, okay, that's weird. Do we want to stay here and stand watch and I go down, or vice versa?
I think we should both go down, and they won't see me.
Oh, right, you're invisible. But that's what I'm saying. If you stand here, you can warn me.
But I can't make you appear in the jail cell.
What?
They're gonna find
Oh,
out
they're
soon
gonna
anyway.
notice anyway. Hell with it. Let's go.
Just close the door.
So we pull it too, but don't.
And so are you two, where are you positioned exactly?
So we
We're still outside their window.
at this point, I guess we've noticed that they've tried to escape.
I guess you could look back in.
Yeah,
We're like, oh.
it's like, oh, yeah, they're
I'm
going.
assuming Quincy's gonna like relay all the information while I'm just like, yeah. Just like looking at a concrete slab, just, yep, I got you.
Walks around, decides on things, and kind of keeps walking the trail. And so the door opens after it passes the point, it makes no more fuss. And even at the bottom, you don't hear anything.
Orcs have dark vision?
I have dark vision. I also have dark vision.
I was asking if orcs had dark vision. Orcs have dark vision, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Think so.
I think it's everything but humans.
Almost, yeah.
Humans have.
Oh, humans and Goliaths.
Says the Goliath. Anyway.
That's why I know.
Halflings.
What do we see? Ish.
So as you keep walking down, at your angle, you can only see like more stairs until finally you get to a point where it's just a long corridor. Arch stones that just kind of go all the way to what seems to be just another door all the way in the back. In its condition, it's battered and old, but seems to be thick enough that it stays in whatever condition it is, but disuse everywhere. So much so that this floor, you can see where the guards have been pacing and disturbing the dust, and their footprints have gone just in these one directions. Looking on both sides, there were what's probably were like jugs of storage, so they're just old, covered in layers of dust. Some of the corks have rotted through because of just worms and anything's eating it. And just within about maybe 30 feet, it's just a door. Same design, but just you can see there's bars to it.
We whistle the same tune that we heard before.
Okay. Whistling the same tune, it just almost as echo comes back right at you.
All right. From the door at the end?
Correct.
Let's open this door.
Let's
see
do
if
it.
the key works.
I try the same key.
Okay. Stick the key in, and immediately it tumbles the lock just fine.
All right.
It just opens it.
Well, before I open it, be like, what's your name, friend?
Who says I have a name?
Well, I think you do have a name.
And that's for me to have a name then, isn't it?
Well,
A name is power, isn't it? Why should I be giving you my name? I guess you're here to rough me up a little bit more, isn't it?
No. What? Is his voice recognizable?
No.
Oh, you think we're one of the guards?
And who else would be down here amongst the spires and cobwebs?
A couple of fellas who just cracked the cell upstairs.
Congratulations for you.
Now,
Well,
what-
there's nothing down here.
Do you
Just
want
for we monsters?
to get out or not?
I'm trying to get out, I think on my own, but right now I think I'm just going to stay here maybe. Unless there's some reason for me to step out into the beautiful day.
Well, it's about night time now, Mr. Golden Black.
Oh, so you know me name.
I'm just making sure.
Of course it is. I thought so. Well, yes, I'm here. Golden Black at your service. And you hear the sounds like chains heavily moving.
Good Lord, they've got you locked up real tight, don't they?
Oh yeah, they think I'm some type of dangerous man.
I heard something about a village, some murders, a couple of horses.
Sounds like rumors to me.
Well, many things can be circumstantial evidence, my friend.
That's true. Circumstances indeed.
So what did we need to find out exactly from him?
The lock and the key.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out about the lock and the key.
Right. So, let me get down to the skinny of the business, my friend. We hear tell that he has the key and he knows where the vault is, or
He has the information.
The information of where the key is.
right?
Yeah.
The key and the vault. So, do you know where to find a key? What? What are you laughing at me for?
There's so many keys in the world.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, might need to
Yes,
narrow
but
that
if,
down.
in this situation, he's gonna know what I'm talking about.
He's an Irish. I'm guarantee you, smart a-hole is in that vocabulary somewhere.
100%, but we'll get there. Give me a second.
So how did you get yourself down here?
Well, I went into a bar.
Let's just get to the point. I bet you have a whole ring of keys. Mission accomplished for you. Here, as he kind of backs and here's the sound of chains dragging across the floor.
Right, but the whole reason I'm in here is to talk to you.
Oh, well, you did talk to me. Unless,
Is ask you some questions.
well, these chains make me very tired. I'm just a sleepy, sleepy boy. So maybe I'll just go take a nap. And you can come back with some guards and try to beat it out of me.
I do not wish to beat it out of you.
That's no fun.
I've already done a lot of beating tonight.
Sounds boring. So,
Yeah, it wasn't much of a challenge. Anyway.
I'm not here to give you a challenge. There's nothing really. Again, can't remember anything. You're looking for keys. Check your key ring.
Or cast a charm person on him while they're talking.
Okay.
Now this might work. I don't think I want to fight him. he might have some hoodoo voodoo going on that I don't want to tussle with.
That is a 23.
Jesus!
It was only 12 dead best.
Yeah, okay.
And so, I mean, again, it's like, well, how about this? You come into the light. You notice that this is a dark cell. And so you see like light basically moving, causing its streams to kind of bounce up as he's bringing light, and then there's just like floating over around his head.
What?
It's like, that's all I can do with my hands as he's doing this. You can see that, and his hands are pushed together by what looks like a cylinder that keeps his hands pushed together. And then you can see that around one, like through his forearm, there's a hole that's been chained, and then the other one chains down.
Like through his forearm.
Through his arms. It's a black collar that seems to be embedded in his skin, and then just a perfect hole with a chain full on both sides. Keeping his hands almost at a praying position, and then the other one's there. He has one around his neck, and you can see his feet are shackled too. So, ask me again. About some lock and some key.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm gonna like flip my helmet back into my armor, and then lean forward against the, not like touching the barred window. I was told that you know where to find a key to a vault, and you know where the vault is too.
Aye. I am the key.
You're the key.
Yep, and we'll end it there.
Son of a gun!
I didn't realize it was that close.
I was invested.
Can we just talk about how much of a train wreck that almost was?
I was so close to going completely off the rails.
Oh man, it messed up the.
I still don't know how what we're gonna do.
I don't even know what me or you're doing right now.
I think we're probably looking for like the getaway car at this point.
Hell yeah, getaway wagon.
So that right now concludes this episode episode 2 of Quincy's crew. Who knows what they're going to get into episode 3? Hopefully some shenanigans, as I can undoubtedly see that in their near future. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you all you gentlemen. And hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll come back to see us again real soon.